Greetings, Evan. No, I need to do audio balancing.
Audio balancing? What?
No, I have music, that's why. I could,
Oh, gotcha.
I can't believe the flesh golem still the standing man emoji on people.
It changes day to day. Some
Yeah,
days it's
look at
like
that.
this, other days it's like this.
Dickory gets it.
Other days it's just over
Isn't standing man A-posing?
Light is off, he'll be over there. If the light's off, you'll be like this.
Yeah, I'm fixing my cord right now.
They don't like bright
Just
light.
A-train me.
So the light being on, he's just like.
It's your tone.
Why do I see him right here? He's coming to the fucking wall.
It's just how this map is. Don't look at our walls.
Can I help you? What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck?
That's funny.
Get that hobo out of our room.
What? Where are you two right now?
We're at the HQ.
We're in our
We're at
HQ. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So you know the first building to your left, outside. So you know where you go to the academy and you go down that big hill. When you that first building to the left is the HQ.
So there's like zero pocket. Like it's, the interiors are next to each other.
Shit.
That's
Tab me
so
up,
funny.
tab me up, tab me up.
Get out of our room!
There you go. Yeah, that's what I like to see.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Get out of our room!
By me.
What do you mean you're in our room?
This is our bedroom! Get out!
No, this is my bedroom.
You shouldn't stare too long.
Oh, that's
What do you
funny.
mean?
That's it.
I
That's
already
enough
stared
You
already.
wouldn't like what happens next.
Alright, let's not abuse it. Oh, hi, wait.
Let me teach the candidates a lesson. Let me teach the candidates a lesson. Let me just
Get out of our room!
I think
You over there, witch?
they know.
No, I know.
Ow.
That's not my sword, please. Get the hell out of our room.
Don't question it, man. Don't question it.
The warden general invaded our bedroom.
See Merlin from here.
It's canon.
Anyways.
Sucks to be you.
Sucks to be us.
Right here.
Get out!
There's actually a mirror. There's a mirror right here.
I don't care! Get
Like
out!
I'm walking through a mirror.
Help me.
Oh my god.
Evan, you've got a new cadre of sleep paralysis demons.
It's the next fucking. I survived 7 and I get the It's canon. It's still canon.
Evan, why do you keep talking about seeing the wardens at night?
Have you been sleeping alright?
Let's scream into my gun. Yes.
I mean, I know that they'd be patrolling. That would make the most sense, but it's strange for him to say that they're walking through the walls.
Yeah.
You're just conveniently never in the same room.
Also, I hope so too, Wolf King. I hope so too.
No. Conveniently never in the same room.
Understood.
Are we a sideshow attraction to you people?
Wait,
Maybe just
are we still in your room?
Can you see me in your room right now?
I can't see you, I can see her.
You spirit, but yeah.
Okay, I was about to say.
Our wall is right here.
Room right now?
So
Okay, that is slightly
Yeah.
poking out of our bookshelf. Like, this is me touching my bookshelf.
Okay, stay on your side of the bookshelf.
Alright, so Evan,
Okay,
you have to
sure.
be here. You have to be like, you
Yeah,
remember
so,
that line.
so this is our wall. Where I'm touching is the
Is
wall.
the desk, can you see out this far this way, Spirit?
This way it cuts off here and here.
So Pokemon, I
Understood.
can see
So we will not
everywhere.
touch
We have, like, a
this
little
area
pillar right here,
or
too,
that half of
so-
Evan's,
I can see
yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
right next to this is, our desk and everything.
That's really
There's
funny.
physically a collider for us here, though, so.
I mean, there is for us too. It's just we
Enjoy your
learned with
Evan.
So with Witch's room and Miriam and Coffee, their like entire corner of their room is above the entranceway for us. So we just see Witch laying on her bed.
You're literally you're sitting on my pillow. You're You're sitting on my pillow, man.
This
So
map stuff
fucking
is so
funny, dude.
wild for Cullen.
It is.
Get out of our room!
Three,
Cards are going up.
One.
Wait, cards.
Begin.
Well, after some time, it's working now.
That was faster than last night.
Hmm. It seems to break down quite consistently.
Yeah. Much I can tell.
We should head to the cafeteria. Yes, across the hall, I believe.
You want the usual? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, good choice.
Morning.
Oh, good morning.
Hello, Milo.
Hey, Milo.
It was not across the hall. It was room 4?
4?
4.
Middle closet.
Oh yeah, they have closets, right? Is that just a
3 of them.
preference?
I like to be stored away.
Okay. When we get to our actual dorms, like in Reinhold.
We could requisition one.
We're supposed to be
Yeah.
Busy. Oh, probably not. There you go.
We should grab food from the cafeteria.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Someone's already destroyed their uniform.
What?
What?
How so?
Torn sleeves.
I'm...
Oh,
Oh.
suboptimal modifications.
Feels
Wouldn't
like
that
it's
remove
against
the badge?
some code of conduct.
The clothing was fairly sturdy, so it would have taken some work to cut it apart.
You could also just roll up the sleeves. If you really wanted.
That is what I did. Tearing them feels disrespectful.
It's also a waste of materials.
Oh,
So it looks like it's just gonna be the 3 of us. Mal? Luna? What's her name? Mal? Maria. She's...
Good morning.
Today.
Again,
You know what
they
say?
have
An apple a day.
baskets and baskets of boiled eggs.
Again? I guess it's just a common.
Salem, you loud.
Crisp.
Sweet.
Dang, you guys go.
Milo, would you like something?
I do not need to eat. I have a recharged.
Morning, Evan.
Must be quite a...
You should pack extra fuel, just in case.
What?
We never know what the next lesson will be.
I have never known. I will keep this in mind. Good morning.
They're changing in there, so you may wanna. They wanna wait.
I choose sunflower flowers.
Choose one.
Waiting for people.
Good morning.
The apples are high in sugar. It burns well.
Why are there?
Okay.
Were these under glass?
Thank you.
Probably something.
Good morning.
Don't mind me.
Greetings.
Morning.
I mean, I don't know. There's something.
I think I want to. Talia!
No.
Good morning.
We're just waiting. We
Morning.
don't need to eat.
Good morning.
I was just sleep.
Shall we wait until the others are ready?
Give him to the count of 30 before
That's good.
It will take others more time, so I don't see why not.
Fresh food and such.
Shall we-
Teas and coffees. It is really nice.
I was going to sit out front.
A little fancy, but
Do you think we should sit in here?
I really want to see this. Morning, Nia.
Well, it will take others more time to eat, so perhaps it's a good idea.
I was asking that question.
If you're sure.
Oh, I was downstairs training. I like it early.
Fair enough.
Hmm?
How was it inside? Hopefully it's clean and
Okay.
Do you
I'm
intend
curious
to
to
leave
see
your sword in the room
what they
today?
pick.
inside, we can add some stuff
For the time being, yes.
to sit on.
You simply need to be smarter.
If a dangerous system develops or
Okay.
happens, then
Understandable.
I've made do before.
Hmm. I will keep my pistol in case.
Hmm. I don't believe I'll be in need of any leveraging today.
Perhaps.
Apparently they were a bit more EP than others.
Oh, sure.
Take an apple.
I got my partner away. Come on over, Theo. I know you wanna.
It is curious to see what people pick.
Is it? It's just fuel in the end.
The color, the taste, the texture, all can affect what they choose.
I suppose. You've always cared more about that than I.
What did you decide to go with for food?
I have Mike goes back for some bread and such, but I'm letting everyone take their pick first. I actually want some coffee and tea. Let me get that real quick.
An apple is a sound choice.
I couldn't tell you specific.
I think it's an apple.
Just
To be honest, because I think that's the only thing consistently good.
Letting everyone wake up and such.
He's talking about the other two, Faven.
Seems like we're all pretty much ready for, I believe, our first lesson. I'm actually excited.
Well, we've already had our first.
Well,
I believe this is our first
What is a
explicit
woman,
lecture. After the
Hmm.
principals.
lesson post-introduction. Morning. Morning, Milo. Oh, Uriel. Morning.
Good morning, Uriel.
Morning, Gavin. Morning, Hickory. Dickory.
Good
Any
morning.
luck finding the rhyme?
Power down.
Rest was effective.
Extra few minutes is
Good.
easy.
And you can always... Actually pretty neat roommates.
We were having issues with our radio playing during nighttime. It took some time to fix.
Was understood. Morning, Savvy. How'd you sleep?
I apologize that it did not get fixed sooner, Evan.
No, it's okay. It was only like waking up like once. It wasn't too
We kept it at a soft volume.
breakfast.
How was room 4?
I can get my own.
There were
Thank
nice
you.
tunes for 11.
Oh, you do get lucky.
Morning.
They do.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I should try the toast.
I am actually. I just wanted to get some tea and such in me first.
Perhaps tomorrow?
People pick from.
Perhaps.
I would rather save on bread to be the bakery biscuits.
Hmm.
Who wants to make a bakery run?
I could do that. Why not?
I mean, we'll see if they're open.
Sure.
Coffee and bread.
It would be useful reconnaissance.
Sweet bread as well.
Biscuits, muffins, macarons.
Hickory,
Yes?
let's go.
Alright. Would you like to come along?
Sevi, come on.
I'll meet you all down there. I'll be down in a sec.
You should notify Evan of our departure.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it makes Kristen.
Good morning.
Right, out we go.
Morning.
Good morning.
I haven't checked if they're open this early, so this will be an adventure.
Take care, Evan. Got a pickaxe yesterday, Thaddeus. You were awake.
Shall we?
Yes.
Apologies for the delay. We were ensuring that Milo's battle buddy was informed.
Coffee?
All right,
Kofifi,
well,
yes.
we go on a journey.
For more business as usual.
Morning.
Good morning.
As much as I love the chit chat.
Yeah, no.
She wake early.
They are open. Oh, glorious day. They're open.
Good morning, Lunaria.
Good morning.
I'm brought our radio for repairs. To our room, you know? Exciting. We could go in bakery and we get coffee.
Was that a pages again?
As well as a mystery.
Sorry.
Apologies.
Not actually
Sorry.
metal against acrylic or porcelain of any
How are
kind.
you today?
I'm fantastic so far.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
We'll see if that improves or goes down, but we'll get there when we get there. Can I get a coffee and not croissants?
Shall we go for macarons to start?
Can I get a croissant, please?
Sure.
One moment,
Here
please.
is your coffee.
Of
That will
course.
be 3 cc's.
Wow, no.
Here.
Well, you're gonna pay me for it?
Thank
How
you.
about that?
Yes, it's not my
Enjoy.
money.
Thank you. Next.
Oh. Could we, how
Good morning.
many macarons come in a pack?
6.
One pack, please.
A burger is a type of
Are you going to bribe professors with them? Professor Braggy adores them.
That will be 10 cc's.
You're both so horrifically good at that.
3 cc's.
Oh.
Here is your
How many
Coffee.
cc's?
10
Apologies.
coffee.
10.
There you go.
Understood.
sweetheart. Thank
Also,
you.
sister, do not forget to
Thank
go
you.
deliver
I hope you enjoy.
Professor
I always do.
Reginald his daily biscuits. Sorry.
One
I'll take
coffee
that.
will.
Are you in need of courier service?
Understood.
We
Do you
could
want
use them if you wish
else?
to.
Not at all. I
But
appreciate the offer.
I do not wish to be a bother.
Sweet.
Here are the
Understood.
macarons.
One
Thank you.
moment, please.
If it is an
Colors I
errand,
have put in
I
are-
should not be in trouble with the union.
I got sweetbreads
The
and whatnot.
The colors I have put in are 10, 2 10, 1 orange,
Chocolate croissants.
and 3 white.
2 tan, 1 orange, 3 white. Understood.
And these go to Professor Reginald?
That will be
All
one.
students,
Ah, the biscuits
please
would,
report
yes.
to the academy grounds.
Understood.
Information on
Here
the
you go.
blacktop.
Much appreciated.
All students, please report to the
Thank
academy
you.
grounds.
I hope you
Information
enjoy.
on the blacktop.
Oh, coffee. Keeps me going most days.
Likely we'll find the professor there.
Are we running?
Kane, I'll catch up to you. I need to grab my top. I forgot to grab it.
All right.
Do you want my coffee, Uriel?
Morning, fellas.
Good morning.
You think they expect us to run?
I am not sure.
Dickory,
Yes?
That'd be lame.
I wish to perform a test. I'd like to offer 1 macaron to Braggy to see if it's accurate or not, what we were told by Steiner.
If it is what you want to do, we shall
If he
do it.
has bad taste, it only proves it more. perhaps the 6th for Professor Reginald?
I missed the middle two you spoke of.
It would be for yourself, myself, Milo, Evan, a test, and Professor Reginald.
Yes, it was 2 tan and how many?
2 tan, 1 orange, 3 white.
Correct. Thank you.
Morning, sis.
Morning.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir. Is Professor Reginald going to be on the blacktop? I have a delivery from the bakery. Thank you.
If he's not there, he should be already by the medical
Morning.
section here at the entrance.
Understood.
Should we cut through the clinic in that case?
Not long one, but it wouldn't make sense to do in my other outfit, if you will. But yeah, take one from the back.
Yes.
Knock, knock.
The candidates were a little bit,
Of course.
confused. Yes, thank you.
Greetings. Apologies for the interruption.
Wonderful.
We have a delivery from the Bad Luck Bakery.
Good flavor. What's that?
Your biscuits.
Gonna be so full later.
Oh, did Miss Bisk hand them to you, or Miss Scotty?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Ah, still warm, yes.
Additionally, Professor Reginald,
I'll put them over here.
I wish to provide you with
Now you
a
two.
macaron. Yes, we are heading to the blacktop afterwards. There's a white one.
Good, don't be late now. Thank you so much for
Yep.
helping Miss Bisk and Biscotti.
Yes, sir.
Of course.
Dickory, Dickory. See you in class.
Take care. Thank you. Seems Professor Reginald downed it very quickly.
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
I think he accidentally left something. Voldrus?
Voldrus, is your
Yes, Jerome.
Are you shouting unintentionally?
I think that's what they're doing.
I think he's got
Shit, we got
the repairs gotta be
Do you think that's part of his arms?
Crack up a little.
What, speaking
The voice
loud?
thing?
Are we gonna challenge today? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Projection. Interesting.
Possibly.
Possibly.
This is-
Hey, Felix.
Take notes, Uriel.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be
Projection,
behind
yes,
my
I
buddy
agree.
or
Partner?
do I need to scoot down or
I think we're fine.
I should copy him.
Oh, okay. I don't do that. It gets in the way of my pen.
I mean, that's fair.
No shit.
The warden's
To be
all
fair,
saying
apparently the front fold or the back
You're
fold.
fine.
Well, I'm
Oh
sure
my
that
God,
the
he's
my
not a
apartment-
hobo.
You know,
That's terrifying.
Pass up.
I
Oh my God.
he wants to be in his summer outfit all the time.
Noise.
Yeah, I didn't even realize
Yeah,
that.
that's general.
oh smokes? They important? Like general or what?
Of us.
No.
Of us, yeah, of us.
Makes you look like children.
You see the one with the size standing way up there?
No, he's the one coming down here. Old man. Or, yeah. The one with the big coat.
Oh, I didn't recognize him on account of he was wearing clothes.
I didn't either.
Candidates, eyes front. First week has been an adjustment, but Talus reports that you have been on good behavior. That is the minimum expected of each of you. Keep doing at least the minimum. Today you will be in the hands of Instructor Dusk. Afterwards, there will be an orientation exercise outside, after which we will select the first who will take the first orientation exam. Prepare yourselves. Dusk, your class.
Morning, candidates. Follow me to the classroom. Our first lesson will be a lecture.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We don't have to maintain line, do we? Do we have to be quiet? I'm not very good at it.
I think as long as we follow, we'll be alright. Theo, you
Yeah.
jinxed it. Look at you.
Wait, no.
Yes. Why?
Isaac, did you change something with your leg?
No, why?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a good shovel.
Made me look. I thought something was missing.
No, I could have sworn there was like
Never noticed Isaac's leg, huh? Quite an eye catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All those bits and bobs.
I actually didn't either until they mentioned it. But you know,
Not
I'm
enough
not
people
really
look
staring
down
at
these
anyone's
days.
legs.
Maybe not. I don't know your leg like
It's
you
more
do.
like I'm not staring at anyone's legs in particular.
I mean, there's a couple.
I'm changing it up this time. Last time I was in the backpack. I'm gonna do the front this time.
That's what I'm feeling too.
Front.
Smart.
Come on in, boys.
You go to the back because you thought you wouldn't get called on?
Well, how'd that work?
Oh.
Go to the door that is.
All the gents lining up.
Catastrophic.
Hey, Kate, listen, don't pass me wind, okay?
I'm in the backpack. That's fine for the desk. People can see
Hello, Milo.
Pardon?
Don't raise your arm.
Stealing this one.
I didn't mean it like that, but I'll take credit for it.
Backpack is advised.
I'll join you today.
I feel like I'll
It's all right. Plays your thing.
You will not
Have you been to school?
hearing him come back here, will you?
We're not like long distance.
No, not that I think.
That's bad.
Hey, come on, this is...
You get that.
Back there.
Would you like me to stay out?
Trying to make sure you're not left behind.
Is that sharp coming from you?
You're gonna find out what it's like for me all those years.
So, welcome.
I suppose so.
Have no fear.
Now I get to sit next
There we go.
I take good care of my colleagues I work with. I'll not treat them as I did before.
Very good. Are we missing any stragglers?
Anyways, in we go.
If you know of a roommate, speak up now.
Probably. I think Miss Camilla might be on her way.
Camilla's back here.
Speak of the devil. Very good. Welcome, students, to one of your first lessons. A bit of a lecture, so I apologize, but just as important. Upon your desks, you will find a textbook. It is called The Atlas of Battle. You will be starting it as homework by the end of this day. You will need to read 20 chapters, starting from the beginning. But first, paradise is a distant memory. Our world is dead. And yet here we are, refusing to. We resisted the end of days, persisted and struggled against it. An immeasurable amount of sacrifice had led you all to this classroom to continue this very struggle. You are here for a reason, candidates. Sacrifice. Every second of every day, out there beyond that shield, every living thing that crawls, swims, flies, or walks wants to destroy you and everything you hold dear. As one of your professors, it is my job to prepare you with the fundamentals of combat and survival. I will not succeed. Not with all of you. If you wish to survive, you need to cultivate a strong mental aptitude. Learn to work together and follow the rules of this dead world. And I intend for my rules to be respected in a similar fashion. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good. We shall begin with roles. Each one of you, in the coming days, will discover their role. It may be obvious to some of you, and others it may not. These roles are like pieces to a puzzle, each one different, but once put together, complete. These roles, combined with the tuning of your arms, are as follows. Fighters, the blades that cut and pierce, the gnashing teeth and claws, the brutal fists and evasive brawlers. These are your up-close and personal combatants, meant to do one thing and one thing only: destroy the enemy. Casters. These are your maguses, adept in spellcraft and the mastery of sorceries of the highest caliber, possessing many possible ploys to be used against the enemy. Their offensive capabilities of ancient magical spells can cause meteors to fall from the sky, lightning conjured from thin air, to even great tides of water to wash away their foes. Gunners, the marksmen of warfare, the cannons, ballistas, and surgical snipers. You have a quick hand and a keen eye, employ many different projectile weapons and spells of precision to quickly kill or bombard their enemies from afar. Tanks, the bulwarks between life and death, responsible for drawing the attention of the enemy and surviving it. This allows their team to take action in supporting their allies and cutting down their foes without worry of retaliation. Support, the fuel and lifeblood. They augment the battlefield, heal lethal wounds, and enhance allies. What they lack in personal offense and defense, they make up for in supporting their allies in all manner of techniques, be it healing flames, earthly defensive augments, agile evocations, and more. And lastly, specialists. The unpredictable and unseen, the utility of the team. Deploying tech such as stealth and subterfuge, or perhaps magics to dampen the enemy's abilities. They are the strategists and the unorthodox. These are the roles, as well as the specific tunings that you will implement into your arms. Any questions on these roles?
Where would a tinkerer fit? The one who makes things, gadgets and the like.
A tinkerer. Roles are naturally flexible. A mechanic or tinkerer, for example, could very well be several of these categories. A gunner, perhaps, tinkering with projectile weapons. Or perhaps a specialist, utilizing debuffs and stealth, technology, and magic.
Thank you, Professor.
Any further questions? Then let's perhaps test your listening abilities. Camilla, what would a shield arms be categorized under?
A tank, Professor.
She's letting you read just in case you forgot if he calls you.
A tank.
A tank role. Precisely. However, as I stated before with Celestia, a shield can fall under multiple roles. Supports, for example, utilizing bucklers, tower shields, to better defend themselves if they are frontline support. Or perhaps a gunner, one hand wielding a gun, another a shield. Well done, Camilla. Kane.
Yes, sir.
If you saw a warden wielding a baton arms, what role do you think they would be?
The baton could fall under several categories. I don't think I would be comfortable generalizing right away. I could be wrong if I assume.
You are correct. A multi-purpose arm like a baton may very well fall under any of those roles, depending on its use. Seven to 1. What would a support warden use as a weapon? What comes to mind first?
Most of the time, I have seen or seen pictures of staffs and such. Something that is lightweight, but also something that can defend themselves in a jiffy. So that they are bouncing back and forth.
Well said. A focus arms.
Oh.
I am not, however, a support, but I am a caster. These arms are useful in focusing our magic and spells into one core. Instead of taking from our bodies, it takes from the arms. Until it is depleted, of course. Well done, candidates. Any further questions in that regard? Yes.
When you said a baton, did you mean a combat baton or an orchestral one?
Was it Dickory?
Yes.
This is Dickory, yes. Yeah.
When you said a baton earlier, did you mean a combat baton or an orchestral one?
It was a trick question. Well done, Dickory. A bard warden could very well use a baton. Play music of inspiration and defense. Or a baton used with tanking, used to beat the enemy. Either apply.
Thank you, sir.
Questions?
I have a question, Professor.
Yes, Evan.
So, yes. I know there are more intricate arms out there. Can you explain a tiny bit how these might play into these types of roles? It's a little bit more of an advanced question, but I'm curious.
It is a good question. Most arms you will find will be weapons. Swords, daggers, other such blades. Axes, shields, cannons, guns of multiple types, staves. All your typical archetypes. But there are those who are eccentric and inventive. I was a part of a previous squad during my younger years. Our support utilized a fishing pole arms. It wasn't meant to destroy magical beasts. It was meant to assist their allies, dragging them in and out of combat. For instance, it took some time to get used to, I assure you. But that is just one example. One may wield a book of spellcraft as an arms. Very difficult to build, I will admit, and maintain. But all the more powerful. When you do build your arms, think out of the box, if you are such personality. But of course, a blade or a gun is always effective. Remember that.
Thank you, Professor.
Rue, what was your question?
What happens? You can't necessarily decide on what your role is. Do the professors choose for us, or just curious?
That is a good question. It is our job to assist you before that expiration date, but it is very much needed before you are to build your arms. Do not slack in preparing and thinking about it. And please use your professors as help to decide. We are more than welcome to.
Thank you.
If you find yourself
Felix.
lacking one of these essential roles, is it all hope lost, or do you find a way to make do?
You find a way. You may be indecisive even years into your warden experience. Are you cemented in these roles? Of course not. You can always change it up. Retune your arms to a different position, different role. Bailey.
So, if say for example somebody drops their arm, can you, and it's like an axe or like a baton, right? Can you pick it up and then still, like, I heard there was like some calibration thingamajiggy bob, you know? Can I still like whack someone with it?
You may very well attempt to use it. However, its effectiveness will be null. There is a calibration point. Most definitely.
Okay.
Dickory higher.
Thank you.
A tank arms might be several hundred more pounds than what you are used to. You may not even be able to pick it up. For instance. And its magical effectiveness and enchants will not work until you are calibrated with it. Evan?
I know mostly wardens are stationed in large groups, so I won't expect an answer for that, but I know wardens are often sent out on missions, like in the papers and such. Is there... What do they look for in the roles? Is there a certain amount of roles, or is it just whoever's available?
We will delve into a deeper understanding of teams in another class, and perhaps in a few minutes when we go outside. We have a couple examples for you. But the team makeup may vary. You may find a squad entirely made up of specialists, for example, to scout the enemy, get in, get out quickly. Or perhaps an entire team of supports to go to the battlefield to assist in medical personnel and to buff whatever frontline they have. And of course, the best, most flexible teams will consist of several roles. 2 tanks, 2 fighters, 2 gunners, etc. Hickory.
Are mundane weapons and ammunition usable during the use of an arms, or does that have to be part of the arms itself?
Very good question. I have seen a caster pistol used. It would enchant bullets upon entry, regular bullets, and boost their effectiveness.
Understood. Thank you, Professor.
Depends entirely on the arms and its uses. Yes, Scarlet.
I was just wondering, is it possible for someone to have, multiple roles? Is that unlikely?
Starting out, you will all choose a single role. However, for the rare opportunities in the future where some of you may acquire 2 cores, you can attune them both to a separate role, or double up. For example, I am a caster.
Thank you, sir.
Rue?
Curious about that. How does that work? Caster?
My magics are volatile. Have you heard of the phrase area of effect?
Yes. Yeah?
A caster will boost their magical prowess substantially with 2 cores attuned to that role. Whereas if you were, for example, a tank and a fighter, you may be more deadly as a tank because of that second role as a fighter. Do more damage to the enemy, but not be as tanky. These phrases entertain me. Any further questions?
Got some good notes today, not gonna lie.
Leon.
More out of...
A lot more questions.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sort of just stuck on the fishing pole. So was it like a normal fishing pole and he put a foci on it, or was it like he built like a custom foci that's shaped like a fishing pole?
It was custom. He sought his hobby as his technique in battle. Quite a good fisherman. He built it from the ground up as an arms.
Thank you, sir.
Could you make a giant cigarette? And then, like, smoke someone?
One up here,
giant
Professor.
cigarette.
An actual question.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll entertain a question. I have seen a smoking pipe as an arms to create fogs of battle.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Oh, shit.
It'd be like a smoky
Copies of
cigarette, like
themselves as well?
cannon.
Curious?
Similar to a cigarette, I guess.
Close enough.
Cool.
Yes.
When it comes to roles like support or others where there's multiple forms of expression, is there multiple forms of tuning within it? Like a support that does empowerment versus healing? Does it differentiate?
No, you are correct. Supports can vary from healing to more defensive magics and buffing their allies. And you can attune such cores to that degree.
Hickory and Dickory are identical. So, same height.
Any further questions, King?
I suppose this is more of a generalized question. When putting thought into tuning and the strategies therein, is it more... Does it make more sense to focus on things that emphasize the ability to function in a group? Whether that is something that is ideally working towards a goal with your partners rather than just something that allows you to lone wolf it, I suppose.
Lone wolves will not survive long in this world, candidates. I suggest not building towards that. Working together is how we have all survived these many years. There are situations where a specialist may enter a mission alone to scout quickly and expertly. Or perhaps a tank attuned to both may hold the line, the last-ditch effort, a sacrifice for his allies. But he or she may perish in the process. Any further questions? Evan?
Going back again with the dual cores, a quick question. Does the type of element conflicting or pairing change the effectiveness at all? Like lightning and water, or lightning and lightning?
Some affinities contradict each other, may be more volatile than normal, like, for example, lightning and water. However, that can prove to be quite useful in times of need, if you can master it. Fire and ice. Light and dark. You may form any combination you see fit. Mastering your arms is another story. Dickory?
Is it common for wardens to coordinate their attacks elementally and strategically?
Very common. As you will all learn in a future class, I will teach you such combo techniques. Once you acquire your arms, these can prove quite effective and deadly to your enemies. Some enemies might not even be effective to your arms. You will need the assistance to break their heavy armor, for example. That of perhaps ice, shattering it. Or perhaps a magical beast, a flame. You'll need the help of water, or another element. True.
You mentioned taking time to master the arms. If I may ask, how long did it take for you to master yours?
It took me several months. Some take years. And upon retrieving a specific core, it took me even longer. But that is a tale for another time. Miss Nocte.
Are there some elements that are better suited for one role than another? Or does any work with any type?
Do not restrict yourself, as I previously said. Normally flames are used to burn, yes? And destroy. They can, however, be used to heal. Cauterize wounds with effectiveness. Depends entirely on the individual and their arms, Miss Nocte. Very well. Any lasting questions before we head outside? Excellent. Up. We'll head back to the blacktop. I have a few examples for you.
You don't let them get on your territory. You know how many arms questions you let them pass out? Listen, man, that's your thing. This is your thing. You gotta fight it.
Oh, sorry about that.
This is not a competition.
There's going to be cross-play for these sort of
I just couldn't let that one go.
We should be able to head straight this way.
Professors.
Professor?
Come on, Uriel. I saw you pondering. You got...
Sir?
Sir?
Warden?
Warden?
I believe it is fine. Do we line up like normal? Probably.
Maybe a safe bet.
Yep. Ready to go.
You're gonna be busy the next week, aren't you?
Try not to make a fool of yourself.
We have to read 20 chapters.
What is my question inappropriate?
Over a week. Over a week.
We're just curious.
It's quite illuminating.
Yes.
Well, good luck to you. What do you mean? Good
Am I
luck?
slouching?
Like me, you have to read it too.
Mastery of arms.
I don't believe so.
Tactics as
I think I might be.
You working?
Perhaps maintenance was not as consistent as I thought.
20.
I like how you're getting on him. Like, you're gonna struggle to read this many, and then you forget.
20 chapters.
I was thinking 20 or 40.
We'll be
so,
up
you
for
know.
time, Reed.
Easy.
Grow up.
Read the chapters and then work on a purpose.
How am I in the fucking general?
We'll be all right.
Chapters you reward. They're working on the parts you reward for reading the
No,
chapters.
it's upsetting.
I've already finished.
I'm just gonna make sure Thaddeus is weak.
Waiting for a few stragglers.
I like how they all line up to watch it.
Venari. Natalia.
Oh, smokes.
Unnecessary.
That could have been.
Overcharged it a little too much.
Very bad.
Quick.
Pardon, still getting used to that
He
one.
does that.
A new technique.
Oh.
Very good.
I call it flying Raichu.
Oh.
Check out his new digs.
Now that's a proper look.
Very official.
Behold two veteran wardens and your principal. Venari, state your roles, your elements, and your position in a normal team. Please step forward. Get closer.
Stood behind someone too tall.
Hello, I'm. As some of you know me, I've introduced myself, Ares Venari. I sit with both a fighter core and a specialist core that are attuned to lightning and dark, respectively. I'll move anywhere between up close to about mid-range, but my style of fighting focuses primarily on quick execution. Move from one target to the next.
Why do you wield a spear? Or rather, excuse me, a scythe? Arms.
With my style of fighting, I can use it to very quickly hook around different types of beast. Be it limbs, parts, rake across, break, or just completely cut off.
Maneuverability and incisions. Quite the large arms. It would be difficult to fight with it in a line, yes?
Sort of, yes.
And that is the reason for your maneuverability. To get in and out. Thank you, Venari. Natalia, if you would do the same.
Good morning, candidates. My name is Captain Natalia Fior, and my corps is a pure fighter corps attuned to lightning. My role within a formation, I usually lie as a skirmisher. What I would do is I hang around in the space to the sides of a formation, taking out stragglers in quick strikes, or moving very quickly to capitalize on a weak point in an enemy formation, and allowing the rest of the formation to move in and take advantage of the lapse in concentration of the enemy.
Excellent. And your reasoning for using a katana?
The reason for the katana is it is a very sharp weapon. It slices through very, very thick armor and allows me to hold my own in the case where I do wind up against somebody that I may not necessarily be too great of a match for, at least until someone else can get to help me. It covers my weaknesses.
Very good. Thank you, dear. And lastly, Mr. Valders.
I'm also a dual core user. I make use of a light and dark core. Both are attuned to the gunner role. My position in a formation is generally mid to close range. I'm a bit of a skirmisher myself, as well as a finisher. On larger targets, it is my position to deal the final blow once a tank or fighter has clinked in armor enough for me to get a precise strike in and finally take down larger beast. I make use of bladed pistols, or gun blades, as many refer to them as. Versatile at mid to close range.
Excellent. Perhaps a demonstration. Principal.
Do you want to start with these two inspiring youths?
Are you too comfortable with a spar?
Fine with me.
Very good. Students, back up about 50 feet. Spread out.
Yes, sir.
I was about to say.
Damn, alright.
Okay.
Shit, alright.
I'm
gonna go outside with them.
I'm going in. Listen, I just did my hair. I don't need all that static, you know?
If you're too close, you'll give the we'll start the support class early if you're too close.
Hold on.
This should be about right, I imagine.
Enough.
I think this is
I would hope this is
This is right.
Should be alright.
Well, hold on. I don't want to be in
I don't want
front.
bad measurements to get it done for me.
Have you?
I'm just kidding.
Hold on, hold on. I got you.
I'll be honest, seeing the headmaster with that.
I think I would like to give Professor Duh.
Lightning is crackling off their sword.
It is.
Seen a bit of what Venari can do.
And if you
She's
heard
a speedy one.
but
She's had new stuff since I last
I don't know if the type of sword you should cut.
I'm not gonna lie, the principal has my undivided attention. That's what we're talking about his particular gun arms.
Of course,
yeah.
I think I would like to give Professor Dusk my stake in this box of macarons.
You know?
I like this class.
No, I do not
Bringing it with me. Nope, there
They might be in the splash zone.
They're about to begin.
Don't feel the need to stay armed on campus, necessarily.
We were told to move back 50 feet.
Oh, hey Milla. I was just looking for you.
I am always around.
Shit.
Should we?
I think I would like to give Professor Dusk my stake in the box.
I can get my welding helmet.
I enjoy this class, I think.
Oh, they already started.
Oh.
Okay, but right. Oh. Oh.
Well, that is. They've gotten faster since before.
Venari.
Fortis boy.
Direct casting.
Another famous family from Fortis.
Practically
Yes,
a sight
sir.
is actually incredibly useless in combat unless you know what you're
They
doing.
specialize in pumping out wardens, believe it or not.
Hopefully you know what you do. Generates
Yeah, I
a
think he knows what he's doing.
field of static electricity, it looked like.
Horrible as a weapon, because this uses a harvesting tool. It only has a
Yeah, it's the
on
ability to use
inside,
the sword, right?
so
The one
unless
that they
you
kind
can
of
get
push out.
to
And it
you
is.
know,
Notice their style.
Oh.
it's incredibly difficult.
Their trades, their parries.
You won't do much besides be a blunting weapon.
Shockwave.
Arms really do make organics sturdier.
I know that. Yes, but I
Indeed.
He did mention that once you're attuned to it, things change a bit.
Yeah.
Though I presume that the purple.
I think that's what
Thankfully, we'll never need to fight each other in earnest. After all,
Yeah, I
we're slaying magical beasts, not people.
You'll be able to fall.
Of course. Weapons are for the enemy. No more, no less. That was one of the first things Big Brother taught us.
Does it pain ours make us
Changes a person. There's a reason wardens are so.
see quick movements? See
That sort of stuff. I used to just
Oh. The warden general parried it perfectly.
Wasn't too hard, actually.
But if he can hook us,
He didn't even flinch.
be disarmed.
I saw a lot of the hits. I just didn't
Did he
really
put on armor today?
see how they happened.
He was moving so quickly that it was leaving, brief.
Do you think Theodore is the one who has to deal with all the scorched tarmac?
It feels silly saying it out loud. I don't know if it's just me.
He was here last week.
Yeah.
It's actually happening, but it's still silly.
He said we have to put it on its fur. If he has to.
It's our new reality.
Yeah.
If you have safety gear, I put it on. Make a guess.
If you have goggles and other safety
Close
gear,
last
put it
week.
on while you
I don't
still
think so.
can. You never know when a stray pebble will come by and nick you in the eyeballs.
I think in the future I'll just keep.
I believe we were past that point.
Just stagger and then close the
Oh
gap.
no,
Smart.
there's never too late for safety.
So as a psych user in this, he does have a disadvantage, but he's
Debatable.
doing it quite all
There
right.
it is.
There it is. There's the hook.
He also uses his force, right? He's got lightning and dark.
Yes.
He has a bit of experience with whatever.
It is distinct from his arms, perhaps body enhancement.
I saw him. He used the scythe to catch the blade.
He does have a trail of sorts.
I'm wondering where the lightning for all of this comes
She did the same.
I assume the speedy movement.
Do lightning cores have to be recharged?
It would be a good question to ask after. Oh. It appears that the principal has joined the fray.
They will need to close the gap to Valdris, or he will bombard them.
Is the lightning that's generated from mana, or...
Correct. It's a combination of their core and themselves.
recharged by their body instead of the core itself?
It will pull from the core first. Normally. But one can effectively pull from both. Medium their usage. So they do not run out in times of need.
There are projectiles being sent. You should get down.
Down.
It can be candidates.
Now I'm done.
I'm a little paper now. It's my head.
Maz can take up on it. I'm gonna test that though.
No. I'm off my game today. I might not know.
I should be fine. What's another leg?
Oh, thank God.
You're so right. Except you're not, but I get it.
I guess they don't call him professor for no reason. I don't think anyone's had a doubt, but Jesus.
It's more so I trust them.
They're teaming up against Valdris.
The principal appears to be using their abilities more efficiently, perhaps?
He stopped right before her range did.
I missed a lot there. Yeah, I'm moving away from that.
You lost one.
The larger the spell or technique, the more mana it will be to consume.
Does Valdris go out to the field, Professor?
Can a foci run dry?
Some of this race.
What was it? 9 years old?
Especially that.
He's been doing this a while though.
Oh, he's got a shield too.
Alright.
Professor Dusk?
What doesn't he have?
Potentially.
Yes, Dickory.
Can they expend all of the energy in the core?
It is possible. Yes.
Can you recharge it for?
You can. However, a damaged core will need to be repaired, and expending one has a risk of damaging it.
My guess is he's going for saturation more than.
So it is not only for potency but efficiency.
Correct, Dickory.
Take every drop count.
Does the principal generate bullets from energy, or does he spell mundane ones?
An excellent question for the man himself, I'm sure. Careful, Leon. You'll lose your head.
Shall we?
Yes.
Alright, we should be fine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm coming, sorry.
Perhaps I should have brought the tool.
Perhaps.
Not that it would provide much cover against an arms, I think.
No, but we are sturdier than others.
Oh.
Penalty for sort of hitting
Christ, they're both standing. That's what you get with wardens. Titles, wardens, murders.
Venari ripping open a hole in reality seemed to have done a number on people.
I believe I have another question once Professor Dusk is back.
Was Avery always that small?
I haven't asked.
No, we weren't.
No, I believe we're getting the next part of our lecture.
Has anyone been struck by a stray shot?
It's a rare title.
No,
Rare
they
to be
actually didn't even shoot.
No, I think we're all put together here, sir.
I believe
We should resume standing.
Gather up, everyone.
We should stand.
Gather up.
I'd offer to help you, like stand up, but I can't do that yet.
I am quite heavy. I would recommend not. Unless you are a weightlifter.
I don't know everyone.
No, I'm not there. I'm not weightlifter.
What?
Hey, now we're the backlines.
Do you want to stand between my legs?
An excellent fight by the three of them. Give them a hand, will you all?
Go to the front line or
Hold on,
Where's
Bunty.
the dog?
That's even too well.
What? Very enthusiastic, I agree.
No one has caught a stray bullet or blade this time. Good.
Not this time.
Looking up.
Not this time.
What do you mean this time? Looking up?
Now, everyone, perhaps you learned something from that fight. A warden versus warden is quite different than a magical beast. We assure you of that. However, it is an experience nonetheless, and a good way to test yourselves against each other. In time, when you are all ready, perhaps you can spar each other.
What, with like our fists?
I'll spar you, Felix.
That is up to you.
I apologize.
Okay.
That will be all for today's class. Remember your homework, 20 chapters. By the end of the week, there will be a test.
There is still one thing, Dusk. The manner of picking our first examinees for the keep examination. Which I will do now.
Make some room, boys.
We'll start with this. Step forward if you would like to volunteer yourselves.
All these people something so
Wait, wait. Bad?
A lot of you are brave. Without even knowing what I was asking for, you stepped forward. That shows either initiative or stupidity. I guess we'll find out which. Step back if you do not have equipment prepared for fighting within this next week. Seems I have the pick of the litter then. Of those who are standing before me, raise your hand if you have a role in mind already. Good number of you seem fairly decisive in this. Starting from here.
Specialist.
What role? And you?
Fighter.
I'm a bit stuck between tank and fighter.
Still deciding.
Gunner, sir.
Gunner, sir.
Specialist, sir.
tank?
Gunner.
This is a surprising mix, I'm not going to lie.
Tank.
Mm.
Hey, you good?
Gunner, with the possibility of switching. I apologize, Evan.
No, it's okay. I put my hand on for a second. Support here.
Gunner, with the possibility of switching to specialist or tank as necessary for the composition.
Mm.
Tank.
Gunner.
You first, then you lie.
I was born to shoot. I'm a gunner.
Support.
Do you mean for the actual arms we're hoping to get, or do you mean just for this
Position,
what we would
pick
be ready
one.
for the fight? Gunner?
Are any of you injured? Have you
Support, I suppose.
About.
You suppose? Are you sure?
Support, sir.
Couple scrapes.
Good.
Check both of them. Aries tends to lie sometimes.
Interesting spread.
Well, people want to be shooting.
Still.
Surprising no one's going to be casting. But not very easy to cast when you don't have an arms. If I point you out, move to the left. Specialist.
Better now.
Gunner.
Sir.
Tank. Support. Fighter. Gunner. Support. To the line. This will be your first group examination. The 7 of you will be the first to enter the keep. It is a dangerous scenario in which you could lose your life, even with us watching to make sure that doesn't occur. Now preparing yourselves in your weapons and equipment. Before next week, you will see to Reginald. The instructor will see that your medical examination is complete prior to entry into the keep. After next week's class, you will report to the blacktop, and you will head to the keep together with myself to endure the first of the trials. Any questions?
Is it could also do fighter?
Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Sir, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I believe we should
Don't lie.
They didn't bring their partners.
It almost makes me want to warm up.
There you go.
Hell.
Well, I'm already warm.
Are you going to practice for them today? You're going to try to give it a shot?
Perhaps for overall teamwork?
I suppose.
First, I need to make sure that she gets her fish and that she gets her butt. And then I need to talk to Mr. Clink, and then I need to talk to Clinic, and then I need to. Then I need to.
Shall we provide the macaron for Professor Desk?
Yes.
That is preferable to the experiment. I can wait another day.
He's right. I'm sure he is resolute in his choice.
We'll wait for you. If I need repairs.
Indeed.
I know some hot name.
You too.
Professor.
We just got pulled together. Let's figure out what we're all feeling, where we should.
Would you like a macaron?
Right.
There is tan, orange, and white.
Maybe we should exchange names.
Probably wise, though I do. Don't believe I've had the formal chance to meet him. They don't recruit.
I'm Leon Finley.
Mr. Finley?
Which one did you pick?
Pleasure's all mine.
The white.
Understood.
Pleasure.
I do not know its flavor quite yet, but
The only other person I've not met is
Coconut. Do I taste?
that would explain why Professor Reginald also enjoyed theirs.
Yes.
Trying to get your attention.
Thank you for the lesson today,
I have
sir.
a question for you. Thank you for the lesson.
Of course.
Looking forward to working with you.
When witnessing the wardens fighting, a thought occurred. I know that there is, from what was described, mana that is used as part of the process. Are those who have been trained as wardens, are they able to increase their capacity for mana, or are they using it more efficiently?
real quick, you know, there's not all of them formally met. Speaking of,
There are ways to increase it, but this world and its sourness makes it quite troublesome.
So Valdris was using it most efficiently of the three then.
He would need to, for frequent discharge.
Thank you for your answer,
Valdris
Professor.
perhaps the most capable of us all.
Understood.
Understood.
over the library, on the first floor, main building.
As a caster, are you also using your spells efficiently rather than in a large scale?
I'll be right back.
My spells are prone to massive backlash and area of effect.
I believe the new medical research.
Depending on the
I can only
stage.
expend so many.
Depending on the stage of monster, is that not the most expedient way to end a fight?
It is. However, I must be careful with my allies if I am in a team. Else I risk friendly fire.
I guess
Similarly to requiring support if there is a quick magical beast, correct?
Correct. Quicker magical beasts will find ways, and I assure you, they will find ways to flank, outmaneuver, and more. They are intelligent. They learn and adapt by the minute.
You stated before that they use formations. Is that typical for
Magical beasts.
most magical beasts?
Packs, yes. One of the most basic beasts you will find use this strategy.
I am displeased.
I am glad we only had to deal with a single pod. Even if it did take 30% of the amassed ammo.
Yes.
Professor Braggy will go over more on intellect, but the higher the grade of the beast, the more dangerous they will be, in both power and intelligence.
Understood. Even a singular pod is still quite powerful, from experience.
Eradication at the earliest stage is optimal.
I'm quite unorthodox with my fights, generally speaking.
Thank you for your instruction.
Thank you.
And thank you for the macaroni.
Sir.
Of course.
We can continue this conversation.
I believe that they are box dancing. It is a tradition.
Oh, apologies.
My apologies, sir.
On the left as you enter into the
Felix.
Doctor, I do not find myself capable of wrapping my head around how
Sparring is an interesting notion within arms, but
a little beyond my capabilities.
there are certain shortcomings to be overcome first.
It strikes me as anathema,
Apologies, I'll
but
a bit louder as well.
I suppose no one knows quite how a magical beast would move,
I find myself
other than a warden.
imagining how one would cast. It's a little beyond.
There's a difference to watching them and their movements and
Was it like
experiencing them directly through combat.
Yes.
Casting is a talent of
We have witnessed how fast they can move,
I was fortunate enough to
how high we must climb.
at my younger
Yes.
days was a master.
He just gives us a goal to strive toward.
Magecraft.
One step further is one
Another
step
one.
further.
Variations of it. Sorcery. Uses
Yes.
hand motions.
Recall the
Not
last
words.
year when I
Yes,
opened up
spells.
by
But there are spells that
I don't
are more
believe.
powerful if you use incantation.
I'll have to think on it, but
The boys are fighting.
I'd be.
Besides,
Oh,
I see.
at the end of the day, it is practice. One will run to get a spell.
hand-to-hand practice is useful, though I imagine mainly for warden against warden.
I believe when sparring, either you and I will be paired, or we will be paired with Milo. It does not seem sporting otherwise.
I agree. Unless it were purely for defense, testing our ability to ward them off.
I suppose.
And those around you, your fellow candidates, will help you.
We will see. We will see. I believe that all of their
The thought occurs.
Thank you.
From my initial thoughts,
I'll try my best.
I do not believe
Don't know much, so.
the clock hand would be the most suitable choice for conversion. It has been made perfectly already.
Agreed.
Finding a way to perhaps do as the other wardens did. Find a way to project.
They are punching in such a way.
I must admit the thought of modifying Mother's designs leaves me uneasy.
I agree. I believe that leaves us with few direct options, but still plenty of other viable alternatives.
I still don't think that I'm going to be able to manage to put a band on this. You see, there's
this object in the
Perhaps. There may be ways to work in tandem with Mother's designs rather than adjust them.
Honoring the spirit.
Yes.
Thank you, though.
So I find myself.
I think Biggest Brother would like that.
Well, we will have Biggest Brother very much adores creativity.
Yes.
So long as the precepts are not
violated.
Abused, those of Eldest Brother.
When I first arrived at the academy, the pistols
I could
you all know were recent inventions.
How ready do you think the class is for existential crisis?
Hello, Professor.
I'm curious about... Oh.
It was,
Greetings, Professor.
I am no professor. I am merely staff member.
To design my own equipment.
Were you not teaching, or you were working on pre-calamity research, correct?
In a large part, yes. But it is not a class, as it were. It is for those who wish to examine things that happened in the past.
There is merit
Would
in
it be
that.
possible for warding candidates to engage with that process?
Candidates? It is difficult, you see. Much of pre-calamity things are, well, let's just say, kept under wraps.
They are difficult to find, which makes it all the more amazing when you get to find them.
Yes. Well, I will say, just be prepared for a little demonstration during next week's class.
I look forward to it.
That having been said, if you are interested in such things, feel free to drop by my, well, not quite office, but the library if I am there, and we can discuss certain things. But do know that in order for you to be able to be privy to the real juicy things, try to become
Yes.
actual recruits and pass the candidacy phase.
Of course.
Of course.
And by that I mean
Naturally.
don't die in there.
We're quite good at
Understood.
that.
We excel.
Very good. Well, I
Thank
hope
you.
you will enjoy the lesson then. It will not be long, but quite important.
There is always
Anything
merit in the
pre-comedy is
past.
important. History and possibilities both.
There are
No
many
matter how
things
small.
that are afoot even now. Perhaps we will be able to learn things sooner rather than later. But that is really once you
Of
have
course, your lesson and
proven
after we become
yourselves.
proper wardens.
Correct.
Proper clearance is understandable.
It is up to you, all of you, after all, to find things out in the wastelands and bring them back to see if we can make things
Indeed it is.
happen.
It is a skill set that we are used to. It's quite practiced.
As the turn of phrase may be, we were born to salvage treasures.
Indeed.
Well, I believe we may become very well acquainted in the future then.
Sir.
I don't know if we had the opportunity before, sir, but my name is Hickory.
I am Dickory.
Have you ever seen a tank or support?
And please just call me Paz. There is no need
Understood,
for
Paz.
formalities with myself.
Yes, Paz.
I look forward to your lesson.
As do I.
We shall not keep you.
Very good. Please do carry on. I've seen Dave punching each other finally.
I kept the big one under wraps. Gotcha. Just wanted to figure out what I want to do.
To be honest, one of the most
Well,
interesting
I will be heading back to take care of some paperwork until our next
Of course.
time we talk then.
Yes, sir.
If you do wish to read up on certain old Calamity business, fringe things mostly, the library along the back wall has some reference catalogs that you can browse through. I have checked it. There's nothing that can be that surprising, but it might
References
be
are still useful.
Yeah.
Good for later data collection.
I think I got the Stitch kit.
Bored and need something to do.
I got one of mine too, so.
Bored?
This is why you must not tell them about it.
Mineral's kind of small.
We will
no trouble.
It would be a worthy investment of time, regardless.
There is idle period, but it is not that we do not know what being bored is. It's we try to find optimal uses for our time.
Well, don't stress yourselves out. Yeah, well,
Here.
I
Far
will be
from it.
heading back inside the building.
Take care.
Until next time.
Sir.
Well, I guess we know where we need to go later on.
Yes.
I hadn't thought that there'd be pre-calamity materials inside the library. All in one place, too.
Do you think they'll
We
have
worked so
things on
hard just
drow
to get
culture?
even a book or two. I hope so.
We'll have to look.
It was always so troublesome just to even get a single book on anything pre-calamity, and remember that one person who tried to sell it as just scraps of paper
At our current clearance level,
penned on hastily.
I'd imagine we only get post-calamity, but early post-calamity access. But still,
That too is valuable.
that too is
We
very
follow the path
valuable.
it shows. Truly, we are fortunate.
Our luck holds. Speaking of holds, I believe our order should be ready for pickup at the tailor's.
Oh?
It's been a week. She said to come back then.
Oh, true. Should we spend some more time around here to talk to our fellow candidates, or would you rather get into casual clothing? I believe it'd be more effective to spend some time with our candidates first. After all, the shop will likely be open until evening at least.
If you think it is a valuable investment.
There will be a time for it.
Okay.
Sometimes we must wait for the things that we want. Sometimes shorter than others.
Goodbye, Kane Steiner.
Take care, Steiner.
See, I can socialize. I am not fresh from assembly.
I know. It would just feel odd to be in casual attire while the rest of our candidates are still in formal attire.
I do not believe Milo has much of any attire at all.
They rolled the sleeves back.
I believe he only has a single extra set of clothing.
Should we perhaps speak with the other wardens and professors to see what tuning that they have used? Crowdsource information.
That would be ideal.
Some are inspiring, some are too eager to hold their faith.
Yes?
Yes?
As it is always with each year.
Dickory, Hickory?
Other way around.
Dickory, Hickory.
Help inspire any.
Yes.
Oh, I apologize. Hello. It's nice to meet you. I'm Scarlet Lee too.
Oh, greetings, Scarlet.
Hello, Scarlet Lee, too.
They need time to decide.
I actually had a question for you.
Proceed.
It pertained to your question in class. You said that you wish to be a specialist, correct?
Test their current equipment against what they feel they should be.
I believe that was someone else. Oh, were you referring to in the lineup? I believe that Dickory did mention the possibility of being a specialist here, but
While I am primarily comfortable with firearms, I have notable experience in charting paths and surveying ahead in areas in order to draw maps. And as a warforged, I could also serve as a tank, as I am far sturdier than, to my knowledge, any organic here that is not already a warden. That was my reasoning.
I see.
Perhaps a combination class.
Excuse me.
You and I.
I wouldn't be against them.
So you'd be able to scout ahead relatively easily.
Yes, I also have a larger percentage chance of coming back alive if I do encounter dangers.
Understood. Okay. Thank you so much for answering my question.
Indeed.
Was your question merely why I thought I would make a good scout?
Look forward to seeing how they develop as we go. Just need to make sure they
I see.
get out of this mindset.
I am glad I could answer it in full.
There was there's not a lot of the candidates who went up first that said specialist, so I was relatively curious to the ones who did.
Perhaps I laid it on too thick that they needed to choose one and one only.
It is a position that would require nuance, or at least supplementary skill.
Otherwise, they're going to falter.
My sister and I have extensive experience outside the cities.
I'm sure once each of them begin their synchronization,
Finding the right opportunity and moving quickly to your destination are both ideal circumstances out in the wastes.
Quite strapping.
While wardens
Nowhere for
are...
cover in a caravan.
While warden teams are very different than convoys and caravans, there is always effort put into who is placed where and why, and who is sent ahead and why.
I've made sure not to cast any spells that would damage my black tongue.
Baldrus.
Yes, Braggy.
I'm dealing
So
with
both of you have done a lot of traveling in between cities?
Yes.
Quite a bit.
It's been a while since the two of us have gone to...
We have spent more time outside of city than inside, I think, at this point. If not, it's fairly close.
We were about 12 years operational before we started spending more time out cities.
Either you or Bragi.
True.
Probably Bragi. He has a tendency. Probably.
I see.
Guess I'll stay dressed then.
Was the convoy to Lindell your first experience with the Wasteland?
Yes.
It is less challenging for Warforged to survive it, but I don't believe you'll need me to tell you. Pack as much water and food as you reasonably can. And
In the meantime, I'll still keep
do not be afraid to scavenge if necessary.
Hopefully, many of the candidates do approach me and later.
You three.
Yes?
Yes.
I interrupt to tell you. I am Norset. I am a professor. I will teach you foci. These things that go in your arms. They are molded to the right element that you want and to the right purpose. They are your spell. You understand?
Yes.
Understood, Professor.
Yes, sir.
As vital as the core.
After this. The next after the next, rather.
May I ask a question ahead of that, in that case?
What is it?
I noticed from the wardens fighting that they were able to use their limbs in combat. When you're tuned with a foci, does it enhance your entire body, or did they have to take time to focus their efforts towards that?
What is it that you mean?
They were using scythe and katana, but were still using feet and hands to fight.
There was a cloud of electricity over one.
Ah, yes. I mean... How do I say? This is... The arms interfaces with you, who are part...
So it
yes,
impacts the whole.
You could tune its spell to do such things. I mean, no. Zipping from one side of the field to the other in a flash of this thunder is not something that would normally happen if you could only influence the arms with the foci within it. Otherwise, I think his arm would have
The entire weapon.
arm would have come off with it, and it would have gone without him.
Can an arms be tuned to do so vertically
Noted.
rather than horizontally?
I don't see why not. You just make sure that you can hit the ground alive.
I think we would excel at that.
Then.
Yes.
Indeed.
You
Thank
might
you for
get
your
stuck in-
instruction.
Ah, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. What was I?
Oh, yes, we'd have to be exceedingly careful with that. It has been a problem in the past with softer ground.
No jumping in swamps.
Or sand. I hate sand.
Or sand. Gets everywhere.
Thank you again for answering my question. I will leave you to be.
Have a good day,
Of course.
Scarlet Lily, too.
Take care.
You do as well, Hickory.
We'll see you again, Scarlet.
Mm.
I believe a path is unveiling itself before us.
Yes, I believe so.
I think your biggest brother will be proud.
A gun would not be sufficient
Expression.
to go as high.
Not unless it were much bigger, I imagine.
It would need a much larger barrel.
And that would go against Mother's design.
I think I would very much like to see Professor Dusk at work. The thought of a large-scale finisher appeals.
Bringing something down from on high.
If I cannot rise as much as I would wish to, I would make use of that expended energy.
Mm. Perhaps showing, giving them a taste of Mother, in a way.
Yes.
Though crude.
Perhaps her design for me was not just a gun, but a bullet.
Many ways to interpret it. After all, we've more than exceeded our initial design specs, I believe.
Yes.
Our eldest brother has said.
Yes. Though, our initial schematics shall certainly come in handy if there are forays to be had and salvage to be done.
If it's a matter of, if you feel that you're the bullet, then I imagine I'll be the one to help you reach the heavens.
I will never go so far that I cannot take you with me.
Shall we take a moment to speak with the other warden that's present? I believe they're a warden. I'm not entirely sure. They have not introduced themselves as a professor yet, and I don't believe that they're a member of the guard.
I have passed them on the stairs several times, but never inside the campus.
Shall we introduce ourselves?
Yes.
What was that?
Ignore it. You got other questions?
No, that was just the main one. I'm gathering ideas and such to make sure I
Hello, you too.
fill out the
Hello.
possibilities
Greetings.
and ideas, and I can keep them in mind as I curate through classes. But you've answered my questions, thank you. Also, hello, you too.
Hello, Evan.
Sometime we can go in more detail once you're more used to it.
Yeah, that'll make sense. Do you want to talk to the
We have-
warden here?
Ah, so they are a warden. Only just now have I had the opportunity to see... Is that your arms, sir?
One of them, yes.
Yes, 2 cores.
So you are like Valdris, then? Utilizing 2. May I ask what tuning you are using?
Both are tuned to support.
ask you these
Appears we've missed the questioning period in that case.
Apologies.
That's fine, I don't mind.
We realized we had never made
I
introductions
also
with you.
realize Yes, we have
You were
also
right
gotten
up
ahead of
with me the other
ourselves.
week.
I am Hickory.
I am Dickory.
Pleasure to meet you both. My name is Aderlin. I'm a transfer warden from Fortis to station here.
Understood. Is the Batman mainly used to protect yourself in that case?
Yes. Though I'm support, I am more for Vanguard.
Up close. May I ask how you fight in that case?
My secondary arms is a gauntlet. So, I am mainly just a shield breaker, as I've been telling. The bat has... I've learned capability of breaking apart armor, making beasts more vulnerable for my allies. So while I might be close up, I am still also within range to provide support should I need to.
Support via debilitation instead.
Which arms provides healing?
Both, actually. Though differing types. The bat is leaning more towards reconstruction, while the gauntlet is more leaning towards letting the body do it itself. Pushing away foreign matter and letting the, we'll say, energy allow people to recuperate faster.
Are your allies primarily organic, then? In team compositions?
I would say most of the time, yes, though there have been one or two off. That usually are not.
For
the reconstruction may apply
operations.
to at least outer pieces, if that is your question.
That is, thank you.
Good to know. Casing can be quite difficult to repair without proper facilities, after all.
Our
Not
ally
fit
is
for,
highly specific.
mid-battle. Yes. When you've been in combat, how many are you usually paired with as other wardens?
It tends to be varied depending on the situation. I think the minimal it's been for me has probably been 4.
Understood.
You'll likely be put through many different tests with many different varying team sizes. Each situation requires its own precise touch.
I did not have the chance to ask this to the other warden, so apologies if it ends up sounding strange, but...
No, feel free.
With your arms, are you able to enhance the other parts of your body as well that are not directly integrated with it, or...?
If I'm understanding your question correct, I'd say yes.
Perhaps the mana itself, then? I've been trying to isolate what sets a warden apart from those who are not wardens.
In most cases, having access to the arms in general allows your body much more energy than it could passively draw from the surrounding area. That's due to the foci. I believe you'll be learning that next week.
So there's an adaptation period.
Correct.
Beyond mastery of the arms, of course. Would you be able to describe your experience with it?
For me, I was lucky enough that the increase in capability physically was not foreign, but having it constantly was definitely different. Some might find themselves not able to slow down, some may find themselves putting too much force without realizing it, though others may act like nothing has happened. Everyone has their own different level they need to acclimate to.
So it is dependent on tuning and the core itself. But we should
possible.
expect some adjustments to movement and strength. Is that correct?
I can't say for you two necessarily, as I've only interacted with far and few between, and I doubt you are necessarily the same.
We have been
as
described as tougher than most.
So, your acclimation may be well within a week, in comparison to some of your fellow candidates who may take months.
Do you think it is like...
It sounds like it.
Well, I guess we'll have...
Though perhaps
we'll need
without
to
the snapback.
compare. Yes. Will you be with the Academy for our tenure, or will you be leaving for Hortus before that point?
No. As of current, I am relatively new here, and they've kept me stationed here. I don't know how long I will be stationed once you get to the actual academy, though I expect to be there most of the time unless General Lazarus decides
Fortis
to
is
put
in
me
need.
into a job.
Understood. In that case, I will not, this is the term, bite your ear off.
Understood. You're free to ask.
I will
whenever, though.
have, I believe I'll have many more questions for you. I had the, I suppose, incorrect assertion that a support would be insufficient to break armor, but...
I equally told Evan this, of support can equally assist in recovery, assist in enhancement, but the opposite end of debilitation on enemies. Empower your allies, weaken your foes.
Thank you for the information. It is more nuanced than I expected.
Do either of you have an idea as to what you may try to go for? I don't expect you to have an answer. I know many of you put thought into this before signing up, though.
We have had a large volume of information provided at once. It's still taking time to parse through all of it, but at least in my circumstances, I believe it may be some sort of arm attachment. Not one integrated into the body, but external. We are built a very particular way. It would be a disservice to our creator to subvert that.
I understand.
We do have certain sets of skills.
I initially stated tank for a possible role, but I believe there will be some room for flexibility depending on how things with the rest of our time here at Lindell goes. After all, I cannot imagine that we will be anywhere near production of an actual arms until we've been cleared in terms of security and prowess.
Similarly,
There will still be some time.
I have experience with a gun, so I could serve as a gunner, but I also have experience as a scout, and our natural state of being lends us both some value as tanks.
Don't restrict yourself to one idea. I believe you heard Professor, Dusk, describe to you all that you were playing for your entire group, not yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Having an arms only means so much if you're able to have those you can work alongside with. There are no solo operators. At least not within typical circumstances. I believe the press had stated some titled wardens have gone out on their own, but that is not a use case that we should be considering for our purposes, at least, I imagine.
No.
No.
No lone wolves, as Professor Dusk had said.
It's a preferable way to look at it. Many
It
have
is.
tried, but
I have been
varying
working with
results,
my
unfortunately.
sister for a very long time, and we are quite fortunate to have been paired together as battle buddies. We are used to working in tandem.
Yes.
Working with others and
I'd seen your-
finding synergies would... Oh, I believe some are entering the blacktop. But,
Seems like it.
working in concert with others is a task that we're used to.
I hope all of you get along well enough and can learn to coordinate to a similar degree that you two already do.
That is unlikely, but we can still
We'll bring that bar
give a
as high as we
serviceable
can.
effort.
Mm-hmm.
We were produced
It
as a
is also
unit.
up to them to attempt to match you. I know there are limitations. The goal is for all of you to come back.
We aim that as
Everyone
well.
should be able to go home.
Yes. Warden or otherwise.
Yes.
And equally, as I see your principal, what were your thoughts on their showcase earlier?
Compared to the others, the other wardens, that is, I found the principal to be using their mana far more efficiently.
He also did
Less
not
focused
hesitate.
on grand sweeping attacks.
He also did not hesitate to use one warden as a distractor against the other.
It took longer than it should have for them both.
Anyhow, you three, be prepared. Brady and the principal will be having a sparring match. I suggest getting up high.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
That is preferable if he's going to be
run over by a
energy out.
Ah. Boulder, understood. We would not want that.
No.
You'll get to see what the wall can do.
There's only one moon for at least our planet.
I believe out of most here,
That's
the
not what I
principal is
meant, and you
definitely
know
the
it
one
is
can
not
let
what
loose
I
the
meant.
weapons.
know. I don't know. Was it not?
Have you...
able to pretend that you are stupid.
hadn't-
I know you are
did
not.
not have the chance to ask the principal at the time, but... I don't imagine this to be the case. Have you needed to fight wardens outside of a sparring environment?
So I'm not going to leave your natural side. In particular. I'm going to make sure that you can see me and I can see you no matter what.
As much as I want to watch
You should
practice,
stay
I wanna
up.
Make sure I get my stuff done with Reginald.
They're going to spar. Okay.
I know.
Ideals aren't always one to line up at times. It is not common though, nor should it ever be.
I'm glad to hear that.
Different agreements sometimes come into conflict.
Then the wardens themselves engage
General,
with each other?
I believe your friend is about to spar.
Usually after
Which one is
a joint operation.
Braggy.
I'm familiar with
I
something
see
similar.
During one of my outings, I was on
It's Braggy versus
wanted to go out more on the field. The Raiden League was assisting us in taking down a Calamity class after the climbing class was defeated, a quite rare
He's looping.
foci
I'll catch
was
him.
spotted. Randomly attempted to steal it
trust me, I know.
from ourselves, and as such, combat was engaged.
So there is greed in that case.
Yes. Many. You'll find that there are more foci than just the current 8 elements that you're aware of. Many of which are very hard to find, and as such, any ward possessing it becomes infinitely more.
A possibility is a possibility regardless of how small it is.
Yes.
A core that may change things depending.
Better to catch you than you to accidentally.
I imagine
to prepare you all for.
Thanks.
in our circumstances, should we uncover a rare foci, that it would go to the school for research?
Generally speaking, yes. However, there's a bit of a code with going out.
Understood.
You'll learn that upon your first outing, or the professors teach about it. There are
Understood.
I believe so.
Can't exactly fool you.
Which does not surprise me. Oh, he brought. By the way, one that did not see he had his arms on him.
I suppose the social relations between wardens as they go out on the
Wardens as symbols.
Yes.
Oh, the Warden General is
Take a look
working
at
on
this.
it. Yes.
It seems the Warden General.
There's already a large amount of devastation immediately.
A question. Does Theodore have to clean that up?
Yes.
No, there's Theodore right now. I believe I'll be providing him with my macaron.
Digging through rubble is never fun.
No. No.
Oh no.
Dickory?
That's what they meant by rocks, by the way.
Oh.
Does Theodore have to fill those in?
It's not
midair.
He'll have assistance.
Can your arms fix that if you hit the ground?
Given time, yes. It's not, unfortunately, immediately.
Oh. Poor Theodore.
I don't mind dedicating the time, though.
Not fire, then. What else could I use?
What is it that you ask?
What other types would you recommend?
For propelling.
They shouldn't have taken their eyes off the gunner.
That was just what I know. It's always
Very true.
I don't know much. I want a weapon that can kill them. That's what I want.
Do you like thunder?
Looks like he's finally having.
Though the Warden General seems to be quite dexterous.
Often I think I hit them and kill them.
This element moves very fast, and it goes very
It is a 2v1 with the principal and the general, I guess.
No, it's a free-for-all.
Well, electric.
Did Professor Bracky lose their hat?
Lightning, whatever you want.
He took it off.
Oh,
yeah.
Understood.
Does he only seem to be mildly inconvenienced by those shots?
It goes fast.
Though he has been shot repeatedly, I wouldn't be doubted.
I think we should give Theodore his macaron.
Yes.
That's. Yeah, he's called the wall for a reason.
I believe we'll give him a white one since we know it's coconut.
What would go well with thunder?
Their movements are deliberate.
Or projectile weapon.
No energy wasted.
Oh, I'm not going to spoil it. That's something that you should witness in full.
He's just a little guy.
Excuse me, Theodore?
Yes.
Hello again. We have an offering for you, given the damage to the blacktop. Here's a macaron set. There is tan, orange, and white. We know the white to be coconut.
Okay.
You may have one.
Oh, one? Oh.
You may have two.
Two then.
I will not look.
Which ones did you take?
Tan and white.
That
We know
leaves
the
two
white.
Orange.
We know the white to be coconut.
I do not. Oh no, we have one tan, one orange left now. Thank you for your service, Theodore. I apologize for the rubble.
You have our sympathies.
Thank you for the macarons. It is my job.
Of course.
That's so much rubble. Would you like an apple?
Yeah, they might have to repave the water.
No, we have that too, yes.
Apple.
It's a nasty combo.
What did I miss?
Sure.
You will need the energy for the reconstruction efforts.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you.
By the way, I have no idea what Marcus is. He is awful.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for your service, sir.
We'll see you again later. Thank you for your service.
Farewell.
Shall we?
Theodore, eat good.
Yes.
Fighting you, Braggy, every time. But Lazarus, you're damn annoying.
They were too cumbersome to fit into the device, but they wished to move with it. And so,
I'm small.
I molded their foci together into one that worked seamlessly. It was half the size.
Oh.
And more efficient.
Oh, he was ready for it.
They got what they wanted out of it.
Oh, welcome back, you two.
Thank you.
We have done our part to bolster Theodore's spirits.
This is my skill, but
He is in need of it in these trying times.
a couple years here.
Yeah, at least it's only been the one boulder.
But you'll be here.
These yes.
Ares did equal amounts of damage on the pillar over there earlier.
We have 3 left.
They did not know how to do this.
Yes. 2 left.
We've given 3.
Oh, you really?
We gave 1 to Dusk, 1 to Reginald, and 2 to Theodore. 2 left. That would be for Evan and Milo.
I forgot about Reginald.
Oh, they're doing a demo out there and they're fighting and making all kinds of noises and stuff.
The principal has decided.
I also have 1 apple left.
I have 2.
Some kind of murder is going on.
This is not true. I just.
Shall we enjoy a quick refresh?
Thank you. No set.
Apple.
2 res and 3
Yes, more set.
More set.
Would you like one? I think we have 1 left.
No, thank you. I'll be fine.
Understood.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Rule number 1.
Those apples are very fresh.
Yes, very crisp.
That is good to hear.
I think
What?
I'll have close calls today. Have fun now.
Oh.
I heard the raised voice of Clink.
Oh, they'll be.
Get up and make sure that he does not die.
Did they hit the workshop?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another massive crack in the blacktop.
I'll see you around, Apple.
Yes.
Oh, well, one of them is in fact Braggy.
Yeah, it's Braggy the general and the principal. all fighting equally.
That's right. I just don't want you guys to get
I wonder
leveled by a
if
giant
that force could be localized into a point.
Please do not treat them like babies, like we were.
Is that how you've been able to shatter
What was
armor?
the question?
I've noticed Braggy expending force over a massive area. Have you done the same with your bat, just localized to the swing?
Bet does take part into it. It is a blunt weapon, and most of the time that is rather effective. Though there is a magic side to it.
If you have access to a forge,
I'm gonna watch
metal kind of tools.
What I miss?
Wait, there's a fight going on?
Everything.
You just missed the wall, your general, and your principal
I
fighting.
believe it is
I
concluded.
believe it just ended.
I'm gonna go jump
Yes.
on the building real
Wait,
quick,
it
see you guys
finished?
later. I'll be
They are standing and talking. Most of the blacktop has been ripped up
The blacktop is
and shot
yes.
and furrowed with super speed.
We will need to avoid the blacktop for the next few days.
Yes, or however long it takes Theo.
I think it ended.
It'll be fine by your next class. Honestly, it'll probably be fine the next day, probably.
I hope you don't have to overtax yourself.
No. I'm more efficient than that.
Any warden, young professor, now to be careful when a student is nearby.
Oh, Braggy has to do it.
Well, I mean, I was thinking of what I could use with my left hand, since he's using the shovel on the right. Used to curl this in a fight.
I do not regret feeding Theodore.
Fair enough.
I've never done that.
Neither do I.
If I learn anything about this, while in the keep, I want to make sure it's today or Leon might.
Oh, well then, sure.
I don't know if we'll be there actually super soon, but it's good to
They need to give my boy a they need to give my boy a raise.
Understood. Please do see Reginald for the rest of the checkup. I will try to be there.
He's so ready, but there's so much to do.
Okay, so I had one of the people that are fighting next
If Milo has organic components, we need to make sure he eats.
They spent all their money on the wrong weapon, and they want
Yes.
me to help put together a new one. So I was gonna think about welding some of their.
I don't think I
weapons,
do.
or, well, cutting into pieces. Welding
Professor Reginald handles organics.
and making it into some kind of firearm, or something similar. But I don't have any of those tools. Yeah, sorry. But I don't have any of those tools. Would I be able to utilize?
I don't know.
I don't know if you have tools or your
half
expertise.
organic.
Yes, follow me.
The percentage may not be clear.
Your situation appears to be different than Talia's, for example. Hello, Talia.
Hello, Talia Firebird.
I learned about 10 minutes ago that soliloquy thinks I am of unique make. And maybe older than I may seem. So, there's a lot to find out and learn about myself, I suppose.
I do not believe that is unusual.
But
Please let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
of course.
If you're expecting to be, or if you've been told you're older than you're expected, perhaps whenever we have access to the information post-calamity and pre-calamity,
Yes.
we can look into it. If you're open to it, of course.
It is whatever anyone wishes. I do not mind.
Internal drive is important. It gives power to choice and action.
I'm still
Do
trying
you
to
want to
figure out
find
what it
out?
means. Maybe.
Well, there is some time before we would have access to suitable clearance.
Yes.
We've been told getting information that would be pre-calamity or near post-calamity is relegated to Reinhold not our time here at Lindale. So we will have some time to settle, decide.
I am in no rush. I am just here to learn.
Understood.
Yes.
Then
Hello.
Sorry, I didn't have any big thing. I wanted to see how you were doing. Saw that you disappeared for a lot of the fight, and
I was getting a checkup by soliloquy to prepare for the keep. Leon was there and Evan to shadow and perhaps getting any notes on what Leon might bring to the keep. But he's going to be bringing focusing lens to perhaps replace these.
Neat.
In case they break.
understood. We will need to make sure that our dorm is stocked.
Yes.
Nothing bad.
Of course.
Speaking of stocking the dorm, Milo, other than the one shirt and trouser set, do you have replacement clothing other than your uniform?
No.
Would you like to accompany us to the tailor shop? We were picking up a delivery, or an order, that we had put in last week.
Okay.
Understood.
Given your construction, they may need to take measurements.
That is okay. I have been manipulated quite enough in the past 10 minutes, so I am used to
Evan
it.
went to show him something.
It should be less intrusive.
Yes.
It was okay.
Also, a secondary point. Would you want to go over the material together while we study over the next week?
That would be enjoyable.
That way, I don't believe we want to have room 7 be those unable to learn sufficiently. Especially if we are all here to learn. Not that there's any competition, of course.
What is the duration of your dormancy?
About 8 hours.
Understood.
We will plan around it.
It's not technically dormancy. I just sit very still. If I don't exert any movement, I charge.
I see.
Understood. More suitable than intake via proteins and sugar and fuel.
Yes.
Oh, shall we head to the tailor shop before it gets too late?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, was Evan... Oh. I'll inform Evan as well.
I'm aware. Looks like the raccoon got free.
Economy is not a thing that is normal from an ecological standpoint. So why does a raccoon understand capitalism?
I think it was interesting that
Why would it not?
Master chose a role for me. I was undecided.
Explain.
So perhaps he saw something in me.
Perhaps.
Sparring is fine, yes.
I had an epiphany.
I am still excited to go to the keep. It'll help me explore what my capabilities are, beyond the testing I have already been given prior to my enrollment.
Yes. If you see a pod or any nascent monster, do your best to eradicate it as soon as possible.
3 purples, 2 red.
Of course.
You're getting more food.
I'm confident in my team. We have already gone over tactics and where we would be placed in the library.
Understood.
Yeah.
Make sure that you get back safe.
Especially because the inn's closed
Yes.
Of course. I think might still be asleep and bring sick.
I do not want to wait for Evan.
If there's...
I want to go.
Yes. We can go. Shall we? We can inform Evan whenever we return to the dorms.
Yes.
We have a week to study 20 chapters. That should not be challenging.
Yes.
And the impact of how plants are
It sounds like life breathing to me.
And then the question was then how
Agreed.
Even with our downtime, it would only take about 5 days if we did nothing else.
Purely with downtime, yes. That will leave plenty of time to go examine the library.
Yes.
It is rare to see so many books in the same place.
Paz also gave mention to, once we are proper recruits, the possibility of forays into research and gathering remnants of pre-calamity history.
It's so exciting.
Yes.
This time I can't fly fast enough.
After the expeditions, I think it will be still between the window.
But first, the tailor shop.
Yes. You promised.
Then people are still in the back area.
We stayed on the blacktop for hours.
That we did.
No, it was.
I'm sure my coat's still doing okay there, all on its own. I'll be reunited soon. Oh, united soon. Oh,
Perhaps not.
greetings.
Hello?
Oh.
Is your shop
to pick up our order
closed?
from the tailor shop?
Oh, the shop's, I can, yeah, you guys are welcome to come pick it up. It's fine. I can talk to him later. Yeah, I'll stop by there.
We will be quick.
Mm.
Thank you for your work on short notice.
Oh, of course. It is no problem. I usually work on short notice. I'm used to the go, 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 I suppose.
Is this more or less busy than your time at Reinhold?
Oh, admittedly, this is my first go around with the academy, so it's sort of new to me. I don't know. We'll find out, I suppose. Compared to
Understood.
where I'm from, it's pretty quiet. People usually coming in needing things repaired and the like, just small tears and things back where I'm from. So.
What city is your...
Which city are you from?
Vivin.
Hmm.
From a more populated area, but.
What's the topic?
Understood.
You put in some of the candidates to see their skills.
How for you? Alright.
How much is this hat?
The hats are about 15 cc's.
I will take one.
Alright. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
We would also like to have measurements taken for our friend.
Okay.
And,
will you be, needing? Exactly.
A spare outfit, if you don't mind. Given his unique design, it requires a bit of tailoring.
Yeah. Alright. Oh yeah, I see. Okay.
Yes, the joints are quite cumbersome when fabric is caught in them.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay.
I learned
Arms
I
out.
love Milo's scarf.
Yes.
Okay.
Provides a nice contrast.
Yes.
Alright, what are you thinking for, outfit? Just something general? Are you thinking of anything specific?
Do you have a favorite color, Milo?
Orange. Okay.
Perhaps a shirt or coat, then?
Yeah.
Something with ease of mobility.
Alright.
Oh, also, I like to ring this in quickly. Coat, shorts, and do you have a collared shirt, preferably light pink?
Oh yeah, probably some over there on that rack. If not, I can look in the back.
Understood. Sorry.
No, it's alright. This store, I'm still reorganizing some things. Alright. Alright. For the 3, say 50 cc's total.
Understood. May I change here in the one of the fitting rooms?
Oh yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Alright. And for the custom order, I'm gonna have to take some time to do the calculations, but I'll probably gonna run you about 35 for something custom like that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Alright. Come back whenever you, probably gonna take about, 2 days, so come back anytime during the week when you have time.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Much better.
Yes.
Comfy, light, easy to wear.
Thank you
Perfect.
again.
Yes, of course.
I feel complete.
Yes. This one had a tag.
It suits you. Easy to wear.
I am happy.
Well, we shouldn't keep you from your own appointment too much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
If you
I
have
imagine the
need,
custom order for Milo will take a few weeks. Or a week
Oh, it's gonna,
at minimum.
it'll take a couple days. I don't got much else to do.
Good
I
to know.
work quick.
if we can be of service, we can run ahead and find whoever you're looking to meet.
Oh no, it's fine. I have some questions for Reginald. Just get an idea of the medical services at the school. I'm gonna be allegedly assisting him
Understood.
with some stuff. Just getting an idea.
Your tailor work is immaculate. If it's
It is.
provided with a medical context, they'll be in good hands.
Here's hoping.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Of course.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's all immediate errands taken care of.
Did you have anything else on your
Away
itinerary?
from Kane.
Oh.
Not really.
From Kane?
But I am curious why Uriel was running. Yes.
Is he in distress?
Where did he...
Did not seem like it.
We can ask.
I am still curious.
Do you know where they went?
They ran past us while we were walking down from the school, so perhaps the blacktop, maybe. Again. So I do not want to take you guys there. Since that has been...
No, it's no trouble.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. We are more than used to traveling across difficult terrain, I'm afraid. Blacktop would be no different. So it's no trouble.
Yes. And we should be able to survey if he is there or not from the top. Regardless.
Okay.
Hey, Dickory.
Hello, Evan.
Greetings.
Oh, you should give him the
just so
macaron.
you know... Oh, yes. I forgot to give you yours as well, Milo.
As it turns out, I do.
For the two of you.
Fan, yes.
There is one that's orange and one that is tan. Macarons.
Ooh. You pick first, Milo.
It's a good way to pass the time.
Orange.
I'm really good at waiting.
Take the other one.
That means 10 for you. I do not know the flavors as we've been exchanging them mainly for the most part today, but I can only hope that they are either as tasty as coconut or as vibrant as wasabi.
Ugh.
That was one I had last time. It was
Yes.
quite powerful.
I had lemon last time. It was refreshing.
Whenever we close for the night and have to, take time in our dorms, I'd recommend maybe we all go over the chapters together.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd like that a lot. Gunpad, home.
I believe I am done for the day.
Is it good? Bad?
I'm going to savor this.
Of course.
Good while back.
We'll have to note that they are 10 credits a box.
Yes.
My apologies for needing to go into your... Well, not into yours, because we still had last week's stipend, but... Extended 60 today.
Yes.
The price was worth it, however. Yes, we should... It is very easy to get distracted.
Where y'all headed to?
We are pursuing a mystery.
Kane.
Hmm.
I am just curious what is happening.
Okay.
A mystery. Good luck in your solving of the mysteries. Oh.
Thank you.
Fighting something fake?
Not necessarily
That's
fake,
relevant
but
to me.
not necessarily fake, but a simulation of the actual thing. We're talking about what we learned from about the keep. It's a creation of Professor Carbuncle and Professor Soliloquy together.
The
It is
simulation?
Interesting.
in a sense, think more of if you wish to fight something, you make a dummy of the thing. So in this case, it could be a warforged beast. Or something similar in that vein. Illusions and things like that too. Again, we don't know its
That would be
exact.
quite difficult.
It'll be rooms and probably connecting corridors more than anything else. Maybe? We'll see. But
Better than
we
dealing
also
with-
know from Carbuncle's own anecdote that it's still fairly new, and even a group of seasoned individuals have gone through it, and it seems to do just the job it needs to. So we are being thrust into the deep end, as
imagine
it were.
That you're able
Which
to
is good.
still perform combat against those that aren't pods in that circumstance?
I hope so. We're going in with whatever mundane weaponry that we have, and that should be more than enough.
Being escorted by the principal, correct? Or I believe all of you are, right?
The raccoon is running.
For the day, aye. You mean the raccoon over there? That just ran down the street?
Yes.
Oh, for once we're inside, they will, I believe, be present inside. With a couple others to make sure that we don't actually die if we're stupid.
That would be
So injury
less than
is
ideal.
Injury is possible to the fullest extent if we're dumb. Be it cuts or shot, anything like that. Just be
In
ready
some
for it.
circumstances, that is the best way to learn.
Oh, you're talking about the whole thing. Oh, yeah, friendly fire is the
Friendly
worst.
fire is especially true.
Yes, Milo's a part of our group, so I'm filling them in.
Ah, well, best of luck to you all. It'll be hard.
Thank you, sir.
I fully expected to test my limits.
I have been looking at it for
I think that's what this will do. And,
Good.
Mira also asked what our general criteria will be, too. Be it performance, how we work together. Creativity, I guess, is on a scale of his own, too. He seems to like that, I think. So it's a general exam of how well we are. To every extent, so. So
They may
definitely
be
figure out
somewhat lenient
how we work
since it is
together.
of-
Well, from what I understand, I don't
Barring the
think
pain.
they will be. No, I think if we're gonna get shot, they'll let us get shot. Or if
The world is not
someone's
Oh,
gonna
I
take...
only mean in the sense of
No.
your cooperation with others will be tested there and then. Well, we've only had approximately, well, at that point, it will be 2 weeks.
I need to
Yeah.
learn
That
how
is already a
to
very
approach.
positive sign. You've been discussing with everyone and communicating information, however.
Yeah. Yes,
Yes.
we're figuring out how we're comfortable in our positions, where we would be in sort of a formation standpoint, things like that. So, the most we can do now, because again, we don't know exactly what we're fighting, we can only prepare so much.
Study and prepare.
That's how it is. Exactly. If you fail
Have
to
you
plan,
spoken
plan
with
to fail.
the Beast Professor?
So,
about what
we have not
may
spoken
be...
with... Nah, we have not done that.
That's a good idea.
Evening, sir.
Evening.
One question for you,
I'll
sir.
hear it.
For the keep
Yes.
next week, if you had to put in your own words, what would you expect? We've heard that it's a simulation of the actual thing, be it war forged of what we could expect, but what would you say, sir?
It's accurate. It'll be exactly like what you'll be facing in the future.
As I thought. That's all,
As
sir.
for things
Thank
you
you.
might encounter,
It will be two
I'll be
wild
covering that
squirrels
in
and a
next
man
week's
with a
lesson.
half-eaten chicken wing that we
Thank you, sir.
You'll do fine, Gil.
There you go.
Thank you.
Never hurts to ask.
No, it does not.
I imagine pods at minimum, however, though they can still be dangerous even alone. Especially alone.
Oh, they can. They can. Though I
How many of
imagine
your
we'll
group have
probably
had
see...
experience encountering magical beasts? It is
That
not
is actually...
common, so...
It's not common, no. Have you, Theo?
I've seen
Milo?
them, not fought them though.
Brew?
Sure. Sorry, I was thinking. Say again?
Have you fought any of the real deal before?
Or encountered
Odds.
directly.
Odds alike, no. Might just be myself then. Here and there. Comes with the service.
Are you acting as the team's leader?
It's more the experience talking. We'll find out when we get there what we're comfortable with.
I think it might be worth designating at some point, given that we're going to have to talk strategy.
Yeah.
But
We have been informed that there are no
talk over
hierarchies in rank, of course, but delegating
When it
in...
comes to missions, that they have said otherwise, though. Nina, have you ever come into contact with the real deal, be it beasts like pods and the like, in your day? Anything?
Another thing to add to your routine.
Come into contact with...
Do you have combat experience? Yes, with like magical beasts and such.
Yeah, I know. Not really. The only thing I've ever done is seen them up close and researched them with my dad.
Okay, yeah, that's what I expected. It's not something that's
No.
gonna be.
It is not common.
Yeah, not a common thing. So, well, that's kind of what I expected, though. We'll see. That we were just that question came up, and I realized we never went over that. But I think the answer is the same. That it's no.
I'm glad I could help.
Thank you. Well, otherwise, we're just kind of standing in the road here. And I don't know if we're kind of blocking traffic.
We should search for Uriel.
Yes, I'm going to go do that.
Have you guys seen
Take care.
Kane by chance, actually, since you mentioned Uriel?
He
Because I
was
know
chasing
Uriel and Kane
Uriel.
were looking for Marcus. Sorry.
Oh.
Perhaps they were both running rather than being
So they're
chased?
together?
Yeah. Well, from what the other Rue told me is that they were looking for Marcus because they don't know where he went.
Oh.
I don't know when that was, though. I thought he was watching the spar, but I guess not.
He was briefly.
Marcus had popped up and then near the end of it. So we should probably catch up to Milo in that case.
Yes.
Go ahead, yeah. Don't let us keep you.
Yes. Take care.
Have a pleasant day, Dickory.
You as well.
In their own ways, that's for sure. And I think the headmaster is trying to cultivate that a little bit more.
Oh, excellent.
They have been found.
The manhunt has been completed.
The hunter became the hunted, briefly.
What? Why was I being hunted? Oh.
Saw you running.
Looking for me?
Were you performing a manhunt of Uriel at the time?
No, I was just curious. I'm tired
Understood.
now, though.
I think more so we were looking for Marcus.
Did you manage to find them?
We did.
Eventually.
He's there.
Ironically, he was precisely where we thought
yes.
he should have been.
Shouldn't be hard to find, but
Have you seen?
You are
that
apparently a
entire
difficult man to find, Marcus.
hangar?
I did actually. That's where I was, where they found me.
I went there for my checkup. It is very big.
Very big indeed. Makes me excited for what's to come down the line.
Did Soliloquy tell you that he is requesting help from the mechanics to move the cargo from the train into the hangar?
No, he hasn't yet actually. They haven't.
Is this the research team over here?
I'll have to give him a little nudge later. And let him
No,
know that
but
I'm
we do
willing to
have a
help.
study group.
We do have a
So is
study
that what
group.
we're doing now? We're studying.
Would you two
tonight?
like to
Is that
join the
plan?
study group?
I told Sevy I'd help her.
May as well.
So I'm inviting anyone else along that wants
It would slide in well with our plans with Milo and Evan.
Just to get through.
Yes. Multi-room study group is more effective.
through the first chunk of them, actually. It's not that
Hickory and I have 4 extra hours than most organics, so we can read ahead and outline chapters for the group.
Well, while everyone else
Oh.
is watching the
Yes.
the headmaster.
Well, that'd be
and
mighty
Brad Beeman
appreciated.
I was sitting up on the roof reading.
That's what you were doing up there, you nerd.
Oh, that's bullshit. I was looking for
Take
Marcus.
care.
That's your fault. I just find a nice.
Yeah, I
quiet
learned a
place to
valuable
settle.
lesson today.
Don't chase after Marcus Blackstone.
Well
Don't look for
performed.
Marcus, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to miss something, let him miss it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Appreciate it, guys. I love the optimism. I really do.
Yep.
You're so welcome.
Follow
Be
follow
easier
the
to find.
smell of
Wear a hat.
freshly lit cigarette because he keeps lighting them and wasting them.
A large number of our
The last
cohort
few I have gotten
smokes.
through without being interrupted. Thank you very much.
They
Tyler.
do.
Good job. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Just
It is said in some cases to be good for your health.
find
Well,
Marcus.
I was gonna get there.
Perhaps.
Go, holy shit, demon.
It would be more.
Sorry. Every time I see them. What was
Sevy
that,
here
Sevy?
has a new full name, by the way.
Just be easier to find.
Yeah,
Oh?
you know, Uriel gave me that same.
Yeah,
that same advice.
The
and I
professor,
said for him
or
to
the
shove it.
principal, is changing her name in the records to officially be Sevy.
Oranges with some floral.
I don't know.
Understood.
Understood.
Don't believe we have Uriel. Uriel.
Congratulations on your name change, Sevi.
Hi, Uriel. It's nice to meet you. I'm Scarlet Alicia.
I officially have my name changed by the principal. The principal is changing my name from 721 to Sevi.
You should tell him your full name. Good.
Oh,
Learn
I
anything
made
worthwhile
my
today,
full
Aru?
name. So
raccoon.
the general, the warden general, gave me a name.
Greetings.
You fist bumps?
Lily.
Do you do fist bumps, little guy?
Last names are like
No.
titles
No,
of
yeah, you
your
wouldn't know.
family.
Myself, I feel
So
you on that one.
my name
I
is
suppose I could do that.
Sevi Lily Tenebris.
Wrote a lot of it down, I guess.
What have you scavenged today?
I'm a note
May
taker.
know a
so-
handful.
I'm going to go change. I'll be
I'll
back.
take mine up here normally, but when I officially have to do it, I might pull out
Spits
a
out pumpkin
piece of
seeds.
paper or so, maybe.
Ooh, for growing.
Just the thing.
Well done.
Is it insufficient for consumption in this form?
No, we do have a spare apple. Here.
Whoa, my tail.
muscular.
Yes, I use it to whip sometimes.
It is so rare to see animals, especially up close like this.
Yes.
He needs to be taken to sanctuary so that he can make more. But also, Lunaria
Curious.
said.
Glad you like it.
Lunaria said that the trash panda raccoon should be
A scavenger.
it should be
Resourceful.
our class mascot, I guess.
They managed to acquire seeds.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
Within lies the potential for growth.
Maybe. Just a little guy.
Dancing.
Get it! Get it! Get
They have excellent taste in music.
Mm-hmm.
Get it!
I have never heard of an animal responding to music like this. We're seeing it first here.
We don't know many animals.
Hmm.
What is that building over there?
That is the building that they told us not to go to from the first week we got here. We first got here.
I believe I saw Marcus and Talia walk there.
Thank you so much. Naughty.
Glad you liked it.
I like it a lot.
Well, they got back from it, so presumably it's not inherently
I'm glad to hear.
dangerous in the traditional sense, as in hazardous, but
Yes. And given that they have not been expelled yet, there probably isn't recording devices present on the scene.
That'd be wonderful.
it's not in front.
Hmm.
Anytime.
They liked it too, the little raccoon.
I've never really played for an animal before.
Didn't really
I
let
think
him
this is one of our first times with an animal.
Where does he go to sleep?
Raccoons like to sleep in trees.
Thousands of years of being a ghost.
Or raccoons like little.
Perhaps that's why they're so calm here. Perhaps this is their home.
Hello.
Potentially.
I feel like there are shorter trees.
Rue, do you have a moment?
Yeah. What's up?
To talk somewhere.
Okay. Wherever you want to go.
Might know a place. Hopefully not too far.
I don't think I met you yet, have I?
Maybe not.
Have we sufficiently observed the sleeping animal?
Hello, my.
I believe so.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Scarlet Lalitu.
I look forward to working with you, Scarlet.
Shall we wander through town before curfew?
Sure. Lead the way. Take
Get you
care.
all around.
See you later.
You also be at the study group?
Yes, I'll be there. God knows I need the help.
Too bad it's a single blaze.
We'll be happy to provide it.
But we have space enough to work and that's for each other, so I think it's enough for now until we actually get to the main academy.
The city's eagerly awaiting everyone to arrive.
To have animals casually populate means we weren't wrong about the resources regarding Reinhold.
And Lindell.
And Lindell. Though, I do not intend for this to be our final destination.
Far from it. After all, what is time to us at this point?
So long as we have the resources to maintain ourselves and put towards the future. All it is just another step to take.
A countdown.
One day more, one day less.
Greetings.
Greetings.
What is the purpose of his outfit? This has been bothering me. What is the purpose of ripping off the sleeves but wrapping a scarf? There is no net loss or gain of fabric. It is not fashionable. It is not visually balanced. Hello, Principal.
Greetings.
You make a valid statement. I agree. It is weird.
Another reason why he's our principal.
Good taste, good analytic skills.
Perhaps they suffer from heat imbalance in their arms and neck?
Perhaps. But the thing that gets me is...
issue to have.
The thing that I do not comprehend is the scarf is just laid out. It is not wrapped. It would be one thing if it was for fashion, but it's tartan. On a dark charcoal shirt, and black slacks, and a black tie.
Perhaps they have bad taste?
Certainly they have bad taste.
Or some medical issue that we're unaware of. Which may apply into the former.
What sort of medical...
Have good taste.
Well, I know that, and I don't believe he does have good taste. That's beyond argument at this point. But my thought is, what medical condition could he possibly have? Other than... I don't even know.
Long-lasting concussion, perhaps?
Color blindness?
Hmm.
Lack of visual acuity?
That could be it.
You don't need to worry so much about what the final form of your arms will be. It has changed multiple times for multiple wardens.
So basically, the idea would be using
And why did he rip the sleeves off? You can very neatly fold them and get a much neater execution. Hideous.
It is always possible to get smaller shirts as well.
Yes.
After all, that's what I did.
Yes.
If it was employed in a larger scale, I'd be really scared about people maneuvering it because, like...
Greetings.
Because it,
Greetings.
Magnets that strong could,
Oh, right.
Yeah. If you're employing it on a bigger side, you would have to have stronger magnets.
I hear this.
After a certain point, it just becomes
One, two. Yep. I'll prove it to you.
Okay. Yeah, and what do you reckon you're gonna be then? Since you're a words candidate and all that. Casting. And what kind of spells do you reckon you can cast?
I use mind control to possess raccoon.
I don't think
Do not hurt.
No, that was a joke.
Students and faculty, as it is now nighttime, the school gates will be closing. Please head into town.
I am completely distracted. I have no idea what this is. I know what you cast.
The wardens have given quite a bit of information to mull over.
May have. Do you suppose we'll be
Already I see
testing in
the
separate
shape
groups?
of something. It is likely.
Mm.
I'll be watching as best I can, and likewise if it happens. I know
Yes.
you'll be the first one to see me if, after we get it completed. But it hasn't happened yet. And besides, we still could be paired together.
Yes.
If we aren't then, we will afterwards.
Yes.
We are battle buddies after all.
We are. Always.
Before, now, and after.
Yes.
At least major purchases have been taken care of at this point.
Yes. We have, given my mental arithmetic, you have 37 and I have 85.
Getting ammunition next week or the week after may be prudent.
Yes.
See if the rest, aside from bakery purchases, of course, or so Jim didn't get to have any macarons this time, but there will be other times for it.
Yes.
Their craftsmanship is more challenging for it, so the cost does make sense, being higher than the biscuits. So if we need to conserve funds, we can always go for those instead.
Yes. We can also explore their other baked goods, other than biscuits
Yes.
and macarons.
I think they were selling muffins.
That
so we
may
should make
be.
sure to have something like that before our keep visit.
Yes.
Bad luck to offset any, you fight bad luck with bad luck.
Mm. Our luck holds, even now.
Well, we wouldn't when we've been hit with such a bad luck, or such a hit of bad luck. Everything's just been rebounding since then.
Yes.
I suppose I should bring my equipment to the forge hand at some point.
I have a question for you, if you are so willing.
When?
Everyone's bombarded you with it.
Why?
For, ensuring that it's properly maintained. We don't have the facilities inside the dorm currently.
True, I suppose. We could make use of the facilities at the school, primarily, for though.
That would be preferable.
Cost effective, at least.
Yes. It is not as if we lack the knowledge, only the equipment.
Mm.
Besides, I believe Evan had some interest in...
Hello, Rue.
Greetings.
I was wondering about. Oh shit! Am I interrupting something? Were you gonna have a conversation with these family?
You two arrived at the same time.
Yeah.
We just arrived at the same time. Oh, you've got it.
It's as if
Shit,
you
alright, well,
planned
I
it.
gotta go off for a second. I was like you planned it. Well, these guys need to talk to you. So
You two are brothers, right?
I'm sure you will prove
What?
to everyone how sturdy you can be.
I don't think so.
He looks a bit like you, at least similar hairstyle. You could be brothers in another life, not this one.
I'm not sure if that's
I'm
how it
going
works,
to go
but
in
maybe.
that one
maybe.
Okay, good night.
No, I'm not
But-
going to do that.
I was just saying evening. Did I tell you?
Evening.
I just wanted to mention. Like,
Are you alright?
you got your outfits from the tailor, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I actually just got my outfit, a work in progress, starting today.
Oh. It'll likely be a few days tops, it sounds like.
It costs quite a bit.
Oh, it's certainly worth it. I just got mine finished recently. Feel free to check the quality if you'd like.
Oh, that is nice.
She also has hats.
With tags.
I might stay away from hats, considering my work might get dirty very, very often.
There are work hats
For our group, we've selected for the first
with broad brims.
I am a botanist, and
A gardening hat
I
may
prefer
be
not to wear
suitable.
hats.
Especially that small girl.
But
No,
if you're
no.
sure.
Ruined.
And plus, I already spent 45 common credits.
Yes.
And that is what it's for.
And
Yes.
And then another 6 on the shovel. So I kind of already blew
1 week's.
this week's budget.
You still have last week's.
I did.
And you'll have next week's.
That is why we budget and save for future investments.
Yes.
You just need to be a bit more frugal, I guess is one word.
Our gunners in that group do. See if there's anyone worth
But
tutoring.
sorry, still thinking about the selection process that occurred.
Oh. In what way?
Stay around forever. It's time the next generation start picking up this.
Oh, that I'm going to be focusing on medical when it comes to tending to people's wounds.
Hmm.
Either maybe teaching the next
Oh?
group of titled wardens. We'll need to make sure that.
Were you thinking of
I'm sorry.
following in Reginald's footsteps, or?
Yes.
I'm going to be reading a lot of books, but Reginald also said he's going to provide supplies as well to help out with the healing process.
That's
So
correct.
hopefully it goes well.
It is good too.
Very surprised that
Likewise.
If I may.
evening.
Good evening, Kane Steiner.
That's correct.
Are you performing a man or a woman hunt tonight?
Thankfully.
Miss Fisk.
Are you aware you are
I'm glad that
damaged?
everyone is where they should be.
Good.
What? Am I what? No.
I served lunch in
No,
the
it's fine.
cafeteria.
Was that from sparring earlier?
Yes.
That brings me a
Marcus
question.
and I went a bit
Are you getting
hard on
any
it.
students in there?
Did you ever find him?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Not many came, but they were polite.
I'll be sure they're informed.
Oh.
That you'll be up there serving for lunch.
Bun.
I mean, you did spar.
I successfully delivered the package.
Yes.
Thank you.
Walk away. Want to take a seat? There's a bench.
No.
You
If I sit
saved
down, I
me
won't get back
from
up.
falling.
Yes.
Glad we could help.
Couriers exist for those who cannot make the distance themselves.
I only fell twice today. So, thank you.
You are very welcome.
If there are any other opportunities you'd like us to, well, you'd like Dickory to bring anything over, we'd be happy to.
How do you like
Understood.
tomatoes? Do you like tomatoes?
I do. Quite a lot.
Certainly one of the easier escort requests I've gotten to take.
Yes.
Why?
You'll get one
I
next
did
week.
not even need to take Doc.
Oh. Okay. Professor Dusk. I'd like to have some questions for you next week, if that's okay. I'm going to spend a bit of time based on the homework and everything, but ideas circulating that I want you to think on a bit more, and then I want to bring them to you, if that's okay.
It's all for the good of the students, though.
I would be glad to help.
Wonderful. Thank you. Lesson was very informative today, and as was the spar, Professor Valdris. It was
Yes.
eye-opening. Wow.
unexpected.
So far.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
There was much that you taught in a single match.
Oh my god.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Arms are not generally meant to be used against other people. And the
As I've heard.
matches that were displayed were what we could do against other humans.
And that's... Yeah, that sort of stood out, and that, quite frankly, should never happen. 'Cause, wow. I don't want to get hit by a rock.
Very quickly, at least in the current climate of Eden, is that the taboo against usage of arms against humans may be something that changes rather quickly in the coming years. We will prepare you for any
Understood.
danger that you are to encounter, beast or not.
All right.
I have a question as well.
Actually, thank you.
Yes, Dickory?
Your two cores. Did the colors of your eyes change to suit them, or did the expression of the cores change?
A coincidence.
I see.
I am a moon elf and a sun elf's child. I have different eyes because of my different races, mixed.
Oh.
My original
Understood.
core was a light core. I came across the dark core from a fallen comrade.
I see.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not a unique story for those who have more than one core. There is a rule within the Warden Corps that if you're assigned to a fellow Warden in a team, and one of you falls, you're allowed to take up their arm in defense. If you have good synchronization with it, the Corps may let you keep the foci. In my case, I did. And so the Corps let me keep theirs.
Understood.
Noted.
So it is a multifaceted path then. Resonance, perhaps?
Synchronization is the term that is technical. You can have a specific affinity for a core and a type of element, but ultimately it doesn't matter. You can use whatever core, whatever element you choose, as long as you spend the time synchronizing with it.
The singing.
But there is a chance for you to have an affinity, yes. I did have an affinity for both.
It would explain some things.
Making it easier for me to synchronize with both of them.
Is there going to be any testing done to...
An affinity? You can only know by using the core. It's very possible I could have an affinity for many other elements, but I've never used them, so I'll never know until I do. Unfortunately, the elements aren't something that you can very easily jump between. There's not enough supply of cores to go around. Some of you may get lucky and select one that you have an affinity for, and it will make your learning easier. But synchronization won't get to 100 for everyone. It will just take longer for some than others.
Well, do we want to do in one of the rooms, or do we want to do like the
Noted.
dorm cafeteria?
I'm sure Clink will go into more
Perhaps
detail
I
on
should ask in the future.
what is possible and how the process starts in their lesson.
Perhaps you could be of assistance during initial selections.
Yes, perhaps.
I saw my battle buddy go running off, so I'm going to go see what that was about. Hopefully he's just being a loner. Thank you, professors.
Appreciate it. Hi, Evan.
Really quick.
Even with the time I've had here, I've already heard a
My left of it.
variety of
I won't interrupt you.
tones and sounds.
Agree with
Mm.
this.
Was the battle very loud?
To handle that, so...
I know. Little bits like that help from everybody. I know it doesn't
I'm gonna
feel
step
you did a
away
lot,
from
but
myself. I need to
the
check
questions are-
to see if
In
I
a
have
good
any
way.
books ready available for
I
you.
just don't want to do it.
It is delicious.
I'm more than happy to talk to him.
Thank you.
The screeching the black top was a bit louder, though.
I appreciate
How's your evening going?
I
might make it a habit of going there every
Have you tried the meat pies?
The fact that you tried means a lot.
I wasn't feeling like eating
Continue
meat
to
today.
do so.
I just had some
I'm a bit
pancakes.
Have you
You're
tried
gonna find
I'd appreciate it.
specials?
We have so many
Everything
stats.
I believe
for
I
special.
tried.
Do you think Mother
Cheese
might
special.
have moon health
Yes.
ancestry?
I would agree with that.
I'm
I'll have to
glad.
ask my study partner.
It's possible.
Let me find Felix.
We haven't had the chance to really talk with people on the subject, so.
We're going to be doing it in the cafeteria.
Eldest brother said she's pale
not-
for a drow.
Yes, Reginald healed the
Hmm.
hole you put on my shoulder.
You wounded me so bad I felt it forced to
Perhaps we speak with the principal at a later date?
Perhaps.
Do you happen to like macarons?
Well, if I did
Not something I would wish to bring up to large company.
No.
We have
Me too here, in
a
fact.
brand
Give me
of
one.
Important things require important. Oh, hello, sir.
they
I
are
overheard you.
mystery
Hello.
macarons.
Hello.
Greetings.
Oh, yes. They are famous already.
Did you have something you wanted to speak to me about?
From the students.
Questions about elven heritage, mostly.
Yes.
It is my understanding you can get
I do hope the both of you
We know there are several subsets.
Yes.
Hmm.
And
Probably
you
talk at the
will not
dorm, a bit
know
away
which
outside of
one
things.
Until you take
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I heard of this earlier.
No issue. My culture is something I'm proud of. I'm welcome to educate on it.
Mother wasn't in much of a state to tell us stories about hers, so we're
I don't know if
curious.
Shade found you yet.
They're in there. Seats ready?
Yes.
Oh yeah. We're also going to study group, so. You're more than welcome to stay, of course.
I know the basics, but I don't know the more advanced. You can blow on it too.
What questions do the two of you have?
You mentioned sun elves and moon elves. Do you know much of the dark elves?
I have met a number of them in my past, yes. In the time, well, if you listen to the elders, in the time before what we know as the Calamity, elves were one of the longest living races. And amongst them came a number of different subsects. Dark
My
elves,
apologies.
high elves, moon and sun elves.
I was distracted by Professor Soliloquy scuttling.
They
Something
do
neat.
scuttle. Given their makeup, they are able to make many changes to their body, I'm sure that is apparent. But yes, I've met a number of dark elves, so called.
Eldest brother used the term drow, though. From our understanding in our travels, it isn't the common phrase nowadays.
Yes.
There are distinctions between some of them. The different races became pretty diverse in Old Eden, pre-Calamity. Nowadays, you may just refer to all of our kin as elves because there's so few of us left. They were one of the races most heavily hit by the Calamity. That's why
Yes.
Sylph is so secretive, in fact. Sylph is the last Fey Forest, and the last city that holds magic inside of it. It is what many of elven kind refers to as our home. I myself was married there.
Oh.
I see. Alright then.
Congratulations, I believe is the proper response.
You're in the way.
Yes.
Odd to receive your congratulations for something 70 years hence, but I appreciate it.
Time is irrelevant in this case. It is still a happy occasion.
What? I think a number of elvenkind see Sylph as a pilgrimage home. Other Fey creatures do as well. I
Would
believe
it
you
be a
have.
place that accepts dark elves? Or would
There
it
were
seem
many
along
elves
the
there.
same pilgrimage?
Drow, dark elves, sun, moon elves, high elves, wood elves. They were all there. It's the last place that it calls homage to what, well, the Fae that we are all touched by.
Could you tell me of what you know of your people? You said that your culture is rich. I know that is a sweeping conversation that would be more than a coffee table talk, but...
Well, I am an odd amalgamation of 4 cultures, so you have to be specific. I have the culture of the Sun Elves from my father's side, the Moon Elves from my mother's side, Elvenkind from those of Sylph, who all call themselves as one unit, and then of course the Elves of Reinhold, which are a whole other culture of themselves.
Would you be able to outline some of the differences?
Well, the Elvenkind of Sylph is kind of a broad culture. The longevity of elves often means that they focus on things more like art, culture, theater.
Yes.
They're not combatants.
Mother has a beautiful sense of aesthetics. And she's very creative.
It's pretty typical amongst Elvenkind to do that. Oh, you're still here. Come on.
They get up all on their own.
Yes, they gave you these treats to give you when you came around, so be good. Here. There we go. Ultimately, though, I think many of Elvenkind use Sylph as a way to celebrate and have remembrance of what once was. It's like a time capsule of pre-calamity. It's very beautiful, but it is also very sad, because you get the sense that those who are there are living in the past.
Is that a bad thing? Protecting what you treasure?
There are... Stagnation is bad. Stagnation is not a viable process for which we can sustain Eden. It's because we've been stagnant for 300 years that so many cities have fallen, and so many more will continue to fall.
So they need to dream a new dream?
Fell just a year ago, because people got too comfortable. So yes, dream a new dream. That would be a good one.
Yes. Mother is very good at that.
We can. Yes.
As for Moon Elves and Sun Elves, they're a bit diametrically opposed. Moon Elves are typically reclusive, solitary, tend to enjoy the joyness of being alone and the studies that follow along with it, much more studious. Whereas Sun Elves are more boisterous, explorative travelers, like to see the world, like to see everything, learn everything, and meet as many people as possible. They are in direct competition with one each other, often.
I suppose with the ways the cities are, it's difficult for, or it can be easy for both to achieve what they want. Those who want to hide away can find a smaller city, assuming that it holds, of course. And those that wish to travel can use caravans or convoys.
Indeed, which is what my father did, and how he arrived in Reinhold. My mother is from the main Alphen line, if anyone's been in Reinhold long enough, they learn of my family's name. And this is where we get into the Reinhold Elves. More of a political party than anything else, if I'm honest. House Saray, House Erdi, and House Alphen are three families in Reinhold that have lasted since pre-Calamity times. And each of those families have a seat on the Reinhold Council, including my cousin, who is currently the councilman for the Northern District of Reinhold.
I see. It's good to have family.
My father was a wooden traveler. And then I came to be.
Is it common for wardens to travel?
Sometimes. There are a number of things wardens do when they graduate from these academies. Either you join the Corps and you work directly for a city. You become a caravan runner, which is what my father did. And you protect the caravans directly with an organization. Or you become freelance, which means you either do what you please, fight what you wish, or you become a criminal warden.
I wonder if any of them are part of the Union.
The freelancers, yes.
Oh, no, I meant the
odd one.
The Intercity Couriers Union.
The couriers do likely employ a number of wardens who are direct caravan wardens. It is the best way to protect the caravans when they're on the move. And cities can't always protect caravans that are heading out.
We've had first-hand experience with that.
Yes.
So the revolt reads, yes.
Hello, Evan. You should open the door for the dog. Is your spouse of elven lineage too?
Yes.
Are they one of the ones you've talked about before?
What do you mean?
Are they a sun elf? Or a moon elf? Or...
No, my wife is a wood elf.
Oh.
That must be a very difficult thing to be in this world.
It is rough. But I feel her and her family have made their peace with where we're at, and are now trying to make a change. But I think often pilgrimage to Sylph does help those of Wood Elf lineage. At least the forest there can give them some comfort that there's a chance the world can be repopulated.
Is the process difficult to get allowance into Sylph as a city?
All of the Azalea Accord are very secretive. They do a lot of their processes differently than all the rest of the cities. They don't even have titled wardens like we do. They have something called knights of their court. And even their information is private and unknown. It's even said knights of the court give up their previous lives to assume new personalities, to take up their positions.
To separate
to actually
the
visit
person
Sylph.
from the warden.
Yes. To actually visit Sylph, you either have to have a direct lineage to a family from Sylph, of which the Elfins do, or you have to get permission from one of their ambassadors, of which there are only a handful. There is an ambassador in Reinhold who does issue slips for their caravans, but you have to have a caravan sent from Sylph directly to a city. Caravans don't go to Sylph, they come back to Sylph.
So it's a one-way trip for the most part, unless you're of the first group.
Correct. The way off of Sylph is through a caravan that is going to pick someone up.
Are there public lists of families from Sylph, or records we could run what we know of our mother against?
You may be able to find some at the embassy. By request, I imagine. There are a number of families who do call homage to Sylph. You know, the three main Elven families, myself, Odie, and Saray all do. But outside of that, I'm not sure.
We
I
do
can
have...
say that there is at least one candidate among your affiliation who does have relation.
I see.
In terms of
That is
lineage...
something that a family has been to Sylph, too.
In terms of lineage trackability, we have the name of a drow who lived around the time of the calamity that we might run against records.
Yes.
But no documentation to prove that Mother is of that house.
You may have some trouble. A number of the eldest elves who survived through the calamity and around it hid themselves, secluded themselves, or completely separated themselves from society.
Yes,
The
you
few
know.
elders I know of that live in Sylph are incredibly secretive, even to those close to them.
Our best luck would be to the embassy in that case.
Yes. Going by Mother's
That would have
case,
to,
they are very
yes.
secluded.
If you want to provide any information you have on my desk, I can also look through the avenues that I have available to me, if that'll help.
If you have the time, we would love to know more about Mother's past.
I will see what I can do to help. No guarantees I'll have more, but if it'll help, I'll try.
It would be
If there is a
wonderful.
possibility, it is still more than welcome.
Yes.
However small it is.
We would love to have more stories for our siblings when we see them again.
Yes.
Leave the information on my desk then whenever you can. And both of you enjoy some time with your fellow candidates.
Yes.
Of course. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, you two.
Good evening, Headmaster.
A chance is a chance.
A chance is a chance. And if not them, maybe someone they know of knows something.
And if they don't, then someone they know. It may... Well, it's a step we can take alongside our time here as wardens.
Yes.
If we're able to get past any diplomatic requirements, perhaps after candidacy has been completed, we can see about trying to get to Sylph.
Yes. Do you think Mother was ever married? Eldest brother never mentioned a father.
Hard to say.
Or another mother.
But Mother would have had parents.
Perhaps siblings. Everyone has a family, if you look hard enough.
In that case, it shouldn't be too difficult. Well, no more difficult than anything has been so far.
Hmm.
We stay the course,
We do.
learn what we can, do our best here. And when we get to Reinhold, we can pursue that avenue as well.
The barrier shutdown sequence will begin in 15 minutes. Please be aware. The barrier shutdown sequence will begin in 15 minutes.
Shall we
grab
see the rest of
food.
the study group?
Yes.
Hi, Dickory and Dickory. We're studying.
Hello.
Hello,
Those
Seppi.
two are switching out from working and playing music.
Yeah, we have nothing that we can play with the radio currently, so...
Basil, do you need out? Oh.
The raccoon wants to go too.
There you go.
Apparently.
I guess.
Who am I to question?
Raccoon, do you want to go to a tree? No, it wants to go upstairs.
We did find pumpkin seeds in Pumpkin's possession.
Hmm.
But the thing, next week some of you will be doing death-defying things.
So will you. We just don't know.
Me? I'm not going in.
No,
Not this
I
week.
just don't know when.
Eventually.
Oh, yeah, eventually. Which, eventually.
And let us know what you end up experiencing.
Oh, we will tell you.
Don't you dare.
We will
Hey,
debrief.
that was rude. Absolutely monstrous of you.
Always a heckler.
Yeah.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
We have 10 minutes before the dome starts to power down.
What about chapter 6?
Takes us
what's
6 chapters to get a goddamn picture?
I'm on page 4.
Oh, slow reader.
This is like what I do all day at my job. I read.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Look at a microscope. Neither do I. I don't know really. I'm trying. I'm
What's
not
this
there yet, but I
diagram?
found a picture.
You tell me what this diagram is on page 7. I just flipped to it.
That's a water wheel.
What? Why is there a water wheel?
Water wheels.
There's a pod jammed in it. Right there.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's showing how they can get in there from mechanical failure.
And then.
Like it's showing. I don't know. I don't know the context behind it. I have to read towards it.
Back to chapter
That makes me
1.
feel a bit better.
That makes you
Yeah,
feel
I
a
mean,
bit better.
Underneath the pictures in italics, there are small explanations of the picture and their significance,
That's what he was looking at.
as well as what figure number they are.
There's your goal. Chapter 6. Pictures. Ooh.
Ooh.
Picture.
A picture of a water wheel.
Ooh.
Of a water wheel being destroyed by a pod.
Sorry, I don't know what you mean.
It's not even a very big pod.
Good night.
Good night.
We have no time for that. We have
What?
to
Good night. What? You're what?
What?
Are you okay?
It's microorganism. Last week, he showed in his room. He
Oh.
showed me his microorganism.
With the microscope.
It sounds worse than it is. No, he's
Don't you want to show everyone your microorganisms? Your negative self-talk.
Defend you, come on.
First impressions are a hell of a
We
thing.
have science equipment in the room.
They say the only that count are the first and the last.
Hey, that's what one of the old masters that taught me how to fight would tell me.
I know.
It's true.
Someone on the caravan once said it.
You guys are awful. I'm gonna.
Yes, we are.
Whatever he means.
For 2 years. I know.
2 years.
Not minimal.
Don't worry. It's okay, Star. You'll get over it.
Okay, I gotta get out of here. I can't move.
Oh wait, Rapunzel,
I was
Star.
wondering how those...
You don't have like a nickname, do you?
He calls me Brew.
All right, Brew and
Drew.
Rapunzel.
Brew, no, it's Brew and Star.
That's
Starru.
He also he said
calls me
Rapunzel.
my
I'm
hair's on.
confused.
I'm fine
Some
with
people call me
anything.
Star. Bailey calls me Rapunzel. When I was
All right.
back home.
What do you want
my
us to
kids
refer to
called
you
me
as?
Rapunzel.
Isaac,
I don't care.
I found some sheet
I feel
music
like I
of a
need to buy
duet
one.
between a
Whatever you find
ukulele and a
comfortable
guitar.
between us.
I'm gonna send it to you, and we're going to practice that.
Sounds good. Something new. I'll take it.
Something new.
Do you need more music to study to? Or am I good to sit back down?
We have 7
Well,
minutes
power
before the
will be
dome.
wrapping soon, so.
Ah, well. That's room for one more in my book.
Are you okay, King?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, no, this picture. I'm reading
Maybe-
a sentence with a diagram next to it, and I feel like the two don't line up.
Hold on,
There's
hold on,
another
let me
picture
see.
where... Give me a page.
No.
I got one.
Not a
No,
picture, a diagram.
Yeah,
It's like a picture.
page 10. It looks like an
Anything but text
axle.
at this
I know
point.
this song.
No, there's a math equation in there.
No.
Wait, are you sure this is just more words?
You know this song?
You must stop right now.
No.
it's
No,
okay.
no,
You
no.
can keep
Continue.
playing. You can keep playing.
Wait, what?
Keep playing.
I wasn't aware that the
What's the
song
issue?
Come Dream With Me was popular.
It's a nice song.
It is.
You seem distressed, Kane Steiner.
No, I'm enjoying the song.
It's the
I'm
diagram.
staring at this.
What is that
diagram.
sound?
Can't study anymore.
Is that Basil?
Oh, I think. I'm not completely sure, but that might be referring to some sort of conduit charges, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Right, okay, yeah, that's a resistance equation. Right. Why am I learning?
I don't know what's in a
that?
tactics book.
Yeah, I was going to say, what? Mhm.
You have to plan around the point of
Perhaps it's a
failure for machinery. When your convoy gives out, when the legs of a city buckle. The worst case scenario.
Yes, you did.
I expected it.
We have a runaway.
It's fine. He's gonna stretch in class tomorrow and get called upon.
Who,
Are
Marcus?
we being tested next week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, you have to do a test and then go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
That we do.
you can do it. We volunteered.
Double tests.
Godspeed.
Couple exams.
Better than taking the test after you went.
Given I didn't have a role in it.
It'll be fine.
Good night.
And
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Scarlet.
good night. And damn sure we're gonna be debriefing with everyone, right?
Mm.
Good night, Professor.
Say
I
again.
got to go get something from my
We're
room.
gonna be debriefing with everyone afterwards, right?
Pardon me, girls.
Of course.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
I'm just looking at a different perspective.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Careful on the stairs. The power down will be in 5 minutes.
Upside down.
Well, now the water wheel is having the pod get thrown away from it, which is preferable, obviously. You can use that to solve all the pods and monsters.
Good job.
Songs and now stories.
I don't think you'll be allowed to do that on the test.
Thank you for that one.
Hey, they did tell us to think out
was
the
lovely.
box.
One of my favorites.
Wasn't that only when it comes to arms?
It's a good, calm melody.
Should we return to our dorm to power down?
Yes.
We are right
That's
now.
what we were doing right
That's
now.
what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
Good evening.
You got a whole
Nobody's
week.
waiting in the room.
But you were also running like 20 laps around the fucking town, so.
We will likely read ahead and make notes for the rest of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care.
Why did you
Have
have
a
to
lovely
run
night.
anyway?
I'll see all of you in the morning.
I only saw it as punishment. You crack a joke.
Good night.
Kind of.
Again.
The general came up, said the whole he was talking about, and then
Have a good night.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and forget what I heard about betting.
Oh, yes, sir.
Keep that in
Before
mind.
you forget, tell me what it was. Is he a betting man? What did he bet on?
Excuse us, Professor.
My bad.
Good
Professor?
night. Hick.
I was wondering if that was one of the professors.
No, I can't call. No. Okay, yeah.
Dickory.
I was gonna call you Hick and Dick, but that's
I'm
not right.
Hickory.
No.
You would not be the first.
Yeah. Do you have any preference?
What happened to the last one that said that?
I put my foot through his foot.
Yeah, you might want to quit while you're ahead, babe.
Good times.
I would not do that to a member of our cohort. That is against regulations.
Oh, thank you. Cool. That's good to know. I'll figure out something for Dickory and Hickory. I can't even call you like Uri and Uri because you're both Uri and
You just do
Uri.
Hickory and
Or you both
Dickory.
got the same.
They are easy names. Okay, that's fair. Wait, what
We have been called Pink and Teal.
We have been called Pink and Teal. We have been called 1 and 2. We have been called...
Oh, geezer! Cane, like a walking cane.
The union tried to make me brand myself as Dee Dee's delivery service at one point.
I don't know if that's missing what I have going on for me. I don't know.
Sorry, still frustrated about that.
I was not opposed, but it felt odd.
Off.
I guess. Fine, I'll stop walking.
Everyone was so surprised I was so much bigger. But we should go to our room.
Yes.
Good evening.
Before all the power goes out.
Everybody.
Are you okay?
Everyone watches the light
Do you need assistance?
No, I'm fine.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. We'll see you next time.
I think it's better if we study in quiet. Anyways.
Oh my god.
Study time.
Huh? There we go. There we go.
Midnight 8.
And all done. Thanks for watching.